Good snap, the hold, the kick is up, the kick is good!
Will be a swing by Kramer, kept alive by Jalbert. Lucas with the attack off the side of the block for the kill.
Gazette, he looks to go off guard, tucks back inside to the A gap, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Harrington, angle, off a touch, diving, Dunbar, holy cats, wow!
Starcevic in the shotgun, play action, looking for man, has him down the field to his brother Starcevic for the touchdown. It's 31 yards. Jake.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday evening from Hope. It's North Dakota 9-man football here tonight, 8 days away from the postseason, which means the regular season finale here is this evening for North Dakota 9-man football between the Maple River Raiders and the Enderlin Eagles. Welcome to our Irie Insurance pregame show. I'm Chase Miller alongside Nathan Hoots, and also with us here tonight behind the scenes is Joey Hughes. Irie Insurance, again, providing our pregame show. Simply put, Enderlin needs a win for any chance to make the postseason and needs a Richland win over Mayport CG to help them out as well. Carson Gruba leads the way with 41 receptions, 618 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Maple River on the opposite side, led by their senior quarterback T. Silling with over 1,500 yards on the ground and 24 scores this season. Maple River coming off a loss at the hands of Hankinson. Enderlin coming off, again, a loss at the hands of Mayport CG. Nathan Hoots, let's get into the playoff scenarios here. It's pretty much win and you're in for either club tonight, and then you can figure out the seed line from there. Simply for Maple River, you win, you get a home game next week against Hankinson or Weimar-Lidgewood. If Enderlin wins, then we have to figure out what the result of Mayport seed and Richland is as well to possibly see where they go in the pecking order of a 2 or a 3 seed. But regardless here, playoff football is what is important, number one, when it finally gets to kickoff here in about a half hour. Hoots.
I can't wait. It's starting to feel like fall a little bit. He wouldn't have said that 24 hours ago, but this is an exciting time of year for everything to come down to one game that was scheduled. And I guarantee you ask these coaches at the beginning of the year, they knew this game was going to be big. So it's exciting to have something at stake in this final week.
You take a look at these two programs. You were the head coach of the Enderlin Maple Valley Falcons that you had there. Hoots, crazy to think it's been already 3+ seasons now for Enderlin and Maple River to have their own programs respectively. So what's the history from your standpoint, being part of it at one point, now the last couple years being a coach, AD and company as well at Maple Valley School District?
Yeah, it was a really good co-op for us. We had a lot of success, both not just in football, but in the spring with baseball and softball as well, and track. So it was a lot of fun, working with Calvin every day as ADs together. That was, he's a good guy to work with and a good relationship that we had. It's different seeing black and orange other than in volleyball and basketball. We're starting to run out of guys that I coached. This senior class right now would have been freshmen my last year and the last year of the co-op. So, you look at the seniors, same here with Maple Valley. They were a part of the co-op as well. So, a little bit of relationships, but a lot of memories that were really positive.
It's senior night, it's military appreciation night, and also around the state of North Dakota, everyone kind of coming together in their own way for Luke Wall. Just a freak incident, if you will, and an injury that happened last week up in Mayville. We'll talk with Calvin Kraft at halftime to get more of an update. We'll hear from Kevin Murphy as well, just kind of some of the stuff that he has heard from the Wall family. But Hoots, first things first, obviously football is one thing, but the game of life is another, and a lot of folks around the community are doing different things to help out the Wall family. Just what was it like from your perspective when you heard the news? Have you been part of that as a football coach as well, and how much can that be a rallying cry here later tonight for Enderlin to say, let's go win one for Luke? Because if you win, simply put, you get into the playoffs, but also you're honoring one of your football members and your football brothers that is not here tonight.
Yeah, as a football coach, haven't experienced it. Did as a basketball coach when we lost a girl to a broken jaw a couple years back, and surgery and everything. Not quite the extent that Luke is going through right now, but you worry about how focused were they all week in practice, especially maybe the number one person you probably got to worry about is the guy that's replacing him directly in the lineup tonight. And how hard was it? How many days did they, you don't want to say waste is not the right word, but how much time did they have to devote to, hey, the healing of the rest of the team going through that type of an injury that they suffered. So, it could be is how much emotion is going to be overriding the loss of the actual player on the field tonight.
And that's going to be one thing we'll hear more from Kevin Murphy coming up around the corner. We'll also hear from the head coach, Larry Fontaine. Take a look at the latest 9-man football polls. Playoff implications galore tonight from all 8 regions across the state of North Dakota as 9-man football officially gets underway for the postseason a week from tomorrow, 8 days here for North Dakota 9-man football. He's Nathan Hoots. I'm Chase Miller. That's Joey Hughes. When we come back, we'll get to our coaches' conversation. This is our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. We'll hear from the head coach of the Enderlin Eagles. That is Kevin Murphy next here on your LiveEvent.com.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here today, final game of the regular season in 9-man football featuring the Enderlin Eagles and the Maple River Raiders up in Hope here tonight. Joining us from the Enderlin perspective, he's the head coach. That's Kevin Murphy here. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Kevin, before we talk about this is a playoff game without it being a playoff game, before we talk about the history a little bit with Enderlin and Maple River, first things first, I know a lot of folks kind of want to hear how Luke Wall is doing. An 8th grader, just a freaky accident, incident, injury, however you want to call it. The really cool thing from my perspective is how quickly Calvin Kraft has talked with the family, how the Enderlin School District has handled it. There's a GoFundMe page. There's Bank North where you can leave some donations off to help with the costs. But there's been a lot of communities and a lot of different schools that have came together for Luke Wall as well. So first things first, how's Luke doing and how has everything been from your perspective on a really, hopefully it's a once in a lifetime situation that anybody has to go through this as a coach, player, or something in between here, Kevin?
Yeah, and you kind of said it. It was a really freaky injury, and as more information kind of came out and how serious we kind of heard it's a pretty scary thing to kind of see that happening. You don't want to see anyone ever get hurt, and then you hear how serious it was. And Mr. Kraft did an absolutely fantastic job, just kind of communicating with the coaches, the family, setting everything up, working with the banks, and you hit it. It's so awesome to see all these communities coming together and supporting one another. And all the information I've gotten about Luke is trending in the right direction. Obviously, he's got a long road to go, but he's a really tough kid. A great family. They're going to be working together to kind of keep him going. And just please, if anybody can support him, thoughts, considerations, all that would mean the world to their family, our family as an Enderlin community. It would just go a long way. So, but everything I've heard to this point, we're trending in the right direction. He's got a long road to go, but he's tough. He's a competitor, and his family's going to keep on supporting him, which is good.
When you go from there, Kevin, how do you kind of use this situation as life teaching moments, but also football? I know you still got a game coming up here later tonight. You want to win, you want to make the playoffs, but how as a coach, as we hear from coaches at any perspective, you want to teach life lessons. So I guess what's the lesson been like this week in a very unique situation for this Enderlin Eagle football program?
And I think you hit it right on. I mean, football is a fun, special thing. Any sport, I don't care what the sport or the activity is. It's special. You only have so much time to do it, and the big thing is just being there to support one another through the highs and lows. Like every season, you're going to look at it. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows, and that was obviously a very scary situation. And just seeing how everyone kind of came together, and that's life in a nutshell. Throughout life, there's a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns, and how important it is for people to be there for each other, obviously celebrating the highs and coming together and helping each other in the lows. And I think that's the big thing. And unfortunately, it's not a lesson we want to have. And it's tough to kind of see anybody go through that. Obviously a lot of friends and family and people that care, but it's important to come together when things like this happen, and we can kind of use that just to look at it. You only have so much time to play the game, and it is a game. And there's a lot of funds and things like that. But more importantly, just coming together and support each other. I think that's the big takeaway we've kind of had with that. So
You get to this particular Friday night, the situation, a loss officially eliminates the Eagles, a win that puts you in the driver's spot to find a way to get into the postseason. So what's the message outside of what we've been talking about with Luke Wall a little bit here, Kevin? And I know you've probably been asked that by a ton of community members and everybody else throughout the week, and rightfully so. That's the first thing. But the second thing is there's still a football game. There's these two programs that used to co-op together for football. Now it's been a couple of years since then. So what's the message to the group going into a game where your season for both teams, quite frankly, are on the line?
yeah, I think the biggest word that's been used is just focus. It's important. Obviously, there's a lot that kind of goes into it, but you can't make this game about 6-7 different things. You have to focus on every play, every snap, every drive, every quarter, and it's about doing the job in the moment. The second you kind of start saying, this game's about this or about that, then you're looking in 4 or 5 different ways, and it's hard to focus on what's right in front of you. So for us, it's been the messages of obviously we got to come together and support one another, and do that in a good way that's productive and helpful. But we have to have great focus, great intensity at the task at hand. We can't focus on a playoff scenario or this or that. It's about the play that's right there in front of you. If you can just take care of your job, focus on that one thing, then stack some of that together, that's where you're going to see good plays, good drives, good outcomes. If you try to make the game bigger than it already is, you add unneeded pressure and things like that on top of you. So it's really about focus and just pulling together, doing our job each and every play.
Let's go over a couple of players for you. Orion Adargo, your quarterback. Just kind of what have you seen from him on the football field so far throughout the season?
Yeah, Orion's done a great job. And the good thing with him is he does a really good job in some of the hidden things. Like he's really good with film prep. He's coming to me saying things that he's been seeing. And within our offense in particular, a lot runs through the quarterback. We give the quarterback a lot of freedoms and checks and things that he has to kind of make based off what he's seeing. And you can't do that if you're not prepped ahead of time. So him and I have had a lot of great conversations. He's done a lot of work on his own to really take some of that leadership on, and being a quarterback, people look to you, and he kind of gets that. And it's watching him grow from, summer till now, it's been tremendous, and he's had some growing pains, some really good, some really, moments he wants back and things like that. But that's how it is. That's growth, and it's fun to kind of see him take that on. And he's done a really good job, and we're excited to keep seeing him grow because he's got a lot of potential still.
And another player to kind of talk about, Carson Gruba, just on the outside, leading your team in receptions, yards, and touchdowns here on the season. Obviously, that's a nice trifecta to have at any particular spot on the outside. So what does he kind of provide for the Eagles this season, Kevin?
Yeah, Carson's a great competitor. He'll play every down. He'll never complain about it. He'll just keep chugging along. And he's a guy we've put in a couple different spots, offensively and defensively, because he is such a competitor. And seeing Orion and Carson gel, it's kind of seeing some of that chemistry where they're starting to get to that point where they don't have a lot of miscommunications. There might be one here or there, but as they've kind of grown together, you've seen them start to kind of have some of that nonverbal communication kind of going on and things like that. And Carson's done a great job. He's had some tough running at running back. He's done a good job catching the ball in space, making somebody miss down the field. He's really putting together a nice season. So hopefully we can kind of keep chugging forward with that and keep seeing him do some good stuff. So.
Final thing, Kevin, just your opponent tonight, Maple River. What kind of stands out when you take a look at the Raiders on film, and what's going to be a challenge here later tonight?
Yeah, they play hard, and you can see it, and it's fun to watch teams play hard and compete. And they're one, they do a really good job competing and coming after you. And I can shout out a bunch of names for them. Obviously, a lot through nine. He's a tough player. It's fun to watch. Like he's not afraid to run. He's not afraid to hit you, and he does a lot of really good stuff, both as a quarterback or as a runner, as a defensive player. And you can see he really brings a lot of energy to that team, and he's not alone. So, and you can see it on film when they're playing together. They play with energy, with passion, and they just love to compete. I've said that word a lot. So that's one thing we just got to be ready for. Is this is a game where you have to match intensity right from the get-go, because they're a squad that they're not going to ease into it. They're going to come after you, So if you ease into it, they'll kind of catch you off guard. So, but no, that's a really big shout out to them. I think watching all their games this year, they love to compete. They're competitive. They play hard, and it's hard to do that all year long. With going from August 2nd or 3rd, whenever the first week was. It seems like it was just yesterday, but man, but here we are. So. But no, they're competitive. They're fun to watch, and I think it'll be a fun game for sure.
Hey, Kevin, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck here against the Raiders.
Thanks. Really appreciate it. Go Eagles. Appreciate you.
That again, Kevin Murphy, head coach of the Enderlin Eagles. When we return, we'll hear from the head coach of the Raiders, that is Larry Fontaine, on our pregame show.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
Maple Valley Public School will begin the year with the completion of the building project, which added 14,500 square feet, housing a community fitness center, gymnasium, locker rooms, and a pre-K room. This addition will significantly enhance community opportunities by providing updated equipment and facilities. Maple Valley will also launch the Best in Class for our 4-year-old program this year. The Best in Class program includes curriculum, professional development, and resources to create learning environments for pre-kindergarten students. Joining us now, part of our Irie Insurance pregame show, is Larry Fontaine, here the head football coach of the Maple River Raiders, on the regular season finale as they welcome in the Enderlin Eagles here to Hope, North Dakota. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Larry, let's just kind of start there. Final game of the regular season. Just with the 8 regions this year, there was a lot less region contests, so a lot of it was back-ended, so to speak. So a game like this, final game of the regular season, you win, you're in the playoffs, you lose, you're on the outside looking in. So outside of that, what does the final game of the regular season kind of mean for you here, Larry?
Well, we have to win, and so we want to make the playoffs first and foremost, and then host a playoff game next week, and then see what we can do. Play Lemoore, I think, in 3 weeks if we keep winning.
You go kind of from there, just when you take a look at your opponent here tonight in Enderlin, kind of what stands out. I know they've had a kind of a difficult week, I guess is the best way to put it, with Luke Wall. There's a freak incident during a football game. He has to get flown down to the Twin Cities. I know there's been benefits for a lot of different towns and communities for Luke coming up here, and there's one even kind of a free will donation here tonight in Hope. But what's Enderlin kind of as a challenge when you put them on film here, Larry? What's going to be a challenge?
Well, we know they're going to be motivated. They want to win the football game for the young man who got hurt. It's a tragic, incident. Football's a tough game for tough people, and we don't want to see anybody get hurt ever. So our hearts are with them, and our prayers are with them. And we've discussed the young kid, and pretty good football player. For an 8th grade boy, he does really well. And we know they throw the ball a lot. They throw the ball 90% of the time. And so we're going to, shore up our pass defense, probably going to a 3-3, a little different format, and see if we can stop their pass defense. And, we'll run the ball. We got T's our quarterback, obviously, but Carter's going to try play. Big game. We don't want to lose. We want to make the playoffs. So if Carter can go, he's going to try go. That'll help us immensely. And then we'll just, run the ball. What we do best, we run the ball.
Let's talk about some other kids. You mentioned Carter, but what has Trent Warren also provided Trent again this season to Maple River football here, Larry?
Well, this is Trent's first year starting in varsity football, and he's made a lot of improvements from the first game until this, the last 6 games. He's made a lot of improvements. He's starting on defense. He has made a couple nice plays. he still makes some rookie mistakes, we'll call him, but he's come a long ways, and he's going to be a really good football player in the next couple of years. Yeah, we're happy with him.
For Carter Bosch, just what does he provide when he can get on the football field? I know he's been injured for a majority of the season here, Larry, but when Carter is back there with T or playing defense or however it is, what's the impact that Carter Bosch can make on the football field?
Well, he's got 235 yards this year on roughly 32 carries. Kid's explosive. He's only played really 3 games. He's been out the last couple. He's had some nagging injuries. First the hamstring, and then no, it's the ankle. And yeah, he just gives us a different dimension. We don't have to run T as much, and we can take the pressure off the T. And he's helps us on pass defense, helps us everywhere.
Final thing for me, Larry, biggest thing that the Raiders have to do well tonight here against the Enderlin Eagles to get to that playoffs, a week from today or 8 days, so to speak, on that Saturday, a little over a week from today.
Well, we need to run the ball, not have any turnovers, come out strong and play really tough, error-free game, a physical game. Right now, I just want to mention T. He's got, 1,556 yards in 7 games out of 165 rushing attempts, 24 touchdowns, 9.8, something like that, attempts, rushing per attempt. Kid's just a stud, and he means everything. And, I'm lucky that I've been able to coach these kids for so long, and it's been a great time. But if T, we can keep him healthy, and we can stay healthy, and we think we can run the ball against these guys, and if we can control the ball and don't throw any interceptions and don't turn over the ball, I think we can control it.
Hey, Larry, as always, I very much appreciate your time and best of luck here against the Eagles.
You bet. Thanks, buddy. Have a good day.
That again, Larry Fontaine, head coach from Maple River, will continue after this.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
We always say we're a one-stop shop. North Star Ag is a full-service shoreline machinery dealership, so we have the 3 departments: sales, service, parts, fully staffed, have full inventory of all the parts and whole goods needed. We really value the service and the support that any traditional dealership would give you, but we specialize in shorelines. You can give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
Final segment on our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. Started today. Chase Miller, Nathan Hootson alongside Joey Hughes with you here. And Hoots, as a coach, is the message pretty simple here tonight. Win and the playoffs, that's all that matters here for 4 quarters of football. Is it that simple here tonight?
That's exactly right. You do whatever you got to do to get a win tonight. If it means, winning 6-0 or 82-78, it doesn't matter. You do whatever you got to do to get a win tonight, and you got to find out early what's working and ride that until they make an adjustment, and just give it everything you got, because there's guys on both sides of the field that if they don't get a win tonight, this is the last time they're ever going to be suiting up.
Region 1 football, Lemoore Litchfield Marion has already clinched the region title in a first-round bye. Hankinson and Waimea Lidgewood playing tonight in Waimea. The winner of that game will be the 2 seed. The loser of that will be the 3 from Region 1. Region 2, Griggs Dakota has already clinched a Region 2 title in first-round bye. Maple River again secures a number 2 seed in a home playoff game next Saturday with the win against Enderlin. Mayport CG earns a postseason trip with a win tonight against Richland. Enderlin gets in as a 3 seed and a playoff road game with a win here tonight against Maple River. If Enderlin beats Maple River and then Mayport CG loses to Richland, you'll got a three-way tiebreaker, and we'll go through the potential of that if it happens when it comes to point differential. But out of the teams in Region 1 and Region 2 here, Hoots, respectively, is it feel like the Lemoore and everybody else? What's Wymer Lidgewood have? How does Region 2 fare from kind of what you've seen here this season?
Yeah, I mean, Griggs Midcoda offers a lot of matchup problems with how big they are, but it is Lemoore and everybody else. Unfortunately, you know that nobody's really bridged that gap this week or this year. Last week, Wymer put up 42 on them, and that kind of jumped out. But if they have the ability to score 68 points against Wymer, there's a lot of teams that are going to have to play really, really well to give them a game in the playoffs.
That again is Nathan Hoots. I'm Chase Miller. He's Joey Hughes. That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by IRE Insurance. Go to ireinsurance.com to get a free quote started today. Back after this with the starting lineup set in the opening kick. It's the Raiders and the Eagles for 9-man football here on your liveevent.com.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a four-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
High school football continues here tonight as we take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Enderlin Eagles here, clad in their white uniforms with the black helmets, the Enderlin Eagle emblem on either side with the orange numerals here. They'll roll like this. At a head coach again is going to be Kevin Murphy. The Enderlin Eagles go like this. Aiden Chamberlain, a defensive lineman, with Ethan Simbira and Caleb Maggio here on the defensive line, a senior, sophomore, and a freshman. Linebackers of Nolan Schlecht, the junior. You have Orion Adargo, the 6'1 junior linebacker, and Carson Gruba, a junior as well. Defensive backs of Jeremy Bartholomew, a 5'7 freshman. Gabe Gruba, Gabriel, the full name for the freshman defensive back, and Jacob Simbira here at 6'2". Again, the Enderlin Eagles with a 3-3 defense here this season. Enderlin averaging 15 points per game defensively, giving up 45 per contest. Kevin Murphy, last 10 seasons prior to coming to Enderlin, his second year with the program was with Steve Lockway and the MSUM Dragons as an assistant coach, played at Valley City State, a Wisconsin native originally here for the Enderlin Eagles. 2 wins, 5 losses, 1-2 in in Region 2 play here for Enderlin. They didn't make the playoffs as Enderlin Maple Valley, however, trying to make the playoffs for the first time just by Enderlin by themselves since 2000. We turn our attention now towards the Maple River Raiders, head coached by Larry Fontaine, averaging 34 points per contest defensively, giving up 41 points per game. They'll go like this. At a quarterback is T. Silling. Carter Bosch is also going to be part of the starting lineup here tonight. You'll see Preston Dowes and Brennan Anderson in the backfield as well. Harley Hushka getting the start on senior night, one of the 6 seniors here this season for Coach Larry Fontaine. Then you'll have linemen as well spread out of Owen Ticky, Dylan Zahn, and Gabe Bernstein. Tight ends of Jonah Thompson and Kobe Wisniewski. The Raiders 3-4 on the season, 2-1 in Region 1 play. 6 seniors in. Shout out to Bo Jacobson as well, not being able to be here tonight, but one of the seniors here this season for the Maple River Raiders. It's senior night, it's military appreciation night, it's playoff night, smoky haze. It feels like we're at the Oakland Coliseum in the black hole right now here, Hoots, with this haze just kind of coming across with that smoke here this evening.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool scene when you see the smoke hanging just underneath the lights. It's just kind of hanging out, and it'll be gone here in a couple minutes, but enjoy it while the cool atmosphere is here.
If you're Maple River, you want to see a lot of smoke tonight. If you're Enderlin, you want to see 0 smoke tonight, because that cannon goes off every time Maple River scores a touchdown. Final thing here, Hoots, biggest key to the game, whether you're a Raider or an Eagle fan.
I think it's going to come down to, the Eagles love to chuck the ball. So, the pass defense of the Raiders has been kind of hot and cold this year. Unfortunately, more cold than hot, so they're going to have to get pressure on the quarterback tonight to allow these man-to-man corners and safeties across the board to defend.
We'll come back after this for the opening kickoff from Hope tonight. It's the Maple River Raiders and the Enderlin Eagles. A spot in the 9-man football playoffs next Saturday is on the line from Hope. It's North Dakota 9-man football on your liveevent.com.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
So when they needed us, the call is answered.
We need to get the right protection to as many people as we can.
We need to protect as many as we can.
We will.
We don't give up. Get the right protection for your lifestyle. Go to IRIinsurance.com to get a free quote and consultation.
Thanks to Tony Wendell tuning in from the Caribbean, or I would say the Pacific Ocean. Maybe he's on a worldwide tour. Where in the world is Tony Wendell? That's what we're talking about here tonight. Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots, Joey Hughes. Hoots, you want to talk about your assistant girls basketball coach the last couple seasons?
I know where he's going to be on November 18th. He's going to be telling our girls to box out and make your free throws. So, yeah, I hope him and his wife are enjoying a little pre-basketball cruise.
Maple River won the toss and elected to receive, which means the Enderlin Eagles will put this one on the tee here at the 40-yard line for the Enderlin Eagles, as this one will be with Ethan Simbura at the 40-yard line here for Enderlin. Kicking left to right here tonight. 12-minute quarters on the City of Hope scoreboard. Still a little haze in the sky, and 9-man football is underway as this one is going to be bounced, picked up by Maple River. They got a little bit of a crease to about the 36-yard line here in good starting field position for the Raiders.
Good sign for the Raiders early on. It's kind of been a game-time decision for the last 7 weeks whether Carter Bosch is going to play or not. He is jogging out onto the field. Doesn't seem to have too much of a hitch in his giddy-up. But, we'll see the first time he has to cut.
As Maple River will come out here with the football, as they will handle it at the 35-yard line. Maple River in their new uniforms here with military appreciation. Now you get the opportunity to wear some new threads with the little bit of the Army camo colors on the top. T. Silling going to see Carter Bosch back as well here. Silling with over 1,500 yards rushing on the season for Maple River. Silling will keep it, has a crease past the 40-yard line, gets taken down. Little 1-2 combination. Nolan Schleck part of that, and Dargo not before, though. Silling gets past the 40 to the 42-yard line.
There's a lot of size up front for Enderlin here tonight. So, bit of an undersized offensive line for Maple River. So it'll be interesting to see if, they're going to be able to push the line of scrimmage backwards to allow Silling to get downfield before he gets first contact.
as Maple River will handle it here. Second down upcoming. Ball will be at the 42-yard line. And to your point, Hoots, I think talking with Larry Fontaine early on in the week, he mentioned we're a running team. They know that. So if Enderlin can stop the run, you know it's coming, very similar to what we saw against the Patriots 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, there really isn't any secrets with this offense right now. That, you know, not a whole lot of trick plays. It's just, hey, can you stop us?
As motion man will go left to right. Then we got a Manning flinching here in Caleb Maggio after the motion there by Anderson. That'll be the first penalty on either club here tonight. And this one will come across, and it'll be a false start here against Maple River. So this one will go actually against the Raiders. From my vantage point, it looks like you had an illegal in neutral zone infraction.
Had a lot of claps going over here and a lot of disappointed looks from the D lineman from Enderlin, so it's a surprising result there.
Well, regardless, here for the Eagles, you'll take it on the City of Hope scoreboard. Any way you slice and dice it, you take a 7-yard run now to essentially just a 2-yard run here, make it second and long as they will come out in the shotgun formation yet again for Silling. Anderson motions left to right. Carter Bosch to the right of the lineman here for Maple River. This one going to the outside. Silling has a crease, gets the numbers. Look out, T. 50 into Enderlin territory, 40, and T. Silling is going to be hog-tied and swung out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Real solid block. And so, you know, when you want to block for a sweep, you want to see butts from the offensive lineman facing the sideline that you're running to. And I saw a lot of them facing this way. There was a lot of good, solid seal blocks on this end.
A 39-yard rush, Silling now 46 yards. And that's the thing here, Hoots. Sometimes I've asked you as well as coaches, how cute do you want to get defensively or offensively? And I think here tonight, sure, you'll see Enderlin try to run the football. They like to throw it a lot. On the opposite side, Maple River likes to run the football. You take some throws, but how much are you really going to go away from what you do well?
I think with the importance of this game, you're going to ride it what has worked all year long, and that's the running game.
First down and 10 as the Raiders are knocking on the door in the red zone. Carter Bosch with a handoff, trying to get to the outside. Bosch gets to the 20 and taken down. Good job by Ardargo eventually to take him down. Ethan Simbura had a chance right at the line, but Bosch able to get about to the 18 for a gain of 5.
Getting to see these brand new uniforms the Raiders are wearing tonight from, you know, for Military Appreciation Night, they have a lot of stretch to them. I'm seeing a lot of numbers getting stretched out. Guys are grabbing onto the back of the jerseys, and, you know, with the other material that most teams are wearing, that's you're not able to really hold on. These are stretching.
10:31 left to play here on a brisk kind of a night. We're just not used to this weather yet, for crying out loud. 2nd and 5. It's felt like summer since yesterday. Wishbone formation. This one coming. Some positive movement here for Maple River with Preston Downs. The junior gets to the 15 for a gain of 3 and makes it 3rd and short.
Yeah, nice little run right there. You know, before Bosch started dealing with any injuries, anytime they were in that you know, 3-man backfield, it was pretty much a Bosch either lead, sweep, or counter. So it's nice to see Preston Downs get a touch here early.
3rd down upcoming here for Maple River. They need the 14. The Enderlin Eagles trying to get some push on the offensive line here with their guys up front, with Chamberlain, Simbira, and Maggio trying to disrupt this rushing attack from Maple River. So far, they've had all the plays have gone on the ground, and this will continue with Silling. Silling gets the outside. Enderlin sets the edge. They force Silling to make a cutback, and Silling does a really nice job. I think it was good on both sides, Hoots. Enderlin set the edge to make him force back in, but Silling, like a bull in the china shop, able to get about 7 yards.
Yeah, you find just a little bit of a gap, and I don't even know if there was a gap there, but he just put his shoulder down and got as many yards as he could, giving him a 1st and goal right here.
6th play of the drive here for the Maple River Raiders. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. 2.5 minutes have surpassed so far on this opening drive that started at their own 36-yard line. Win and in. It's that simple on 9-man football. Well, for soccer, you call it decision day. It's decision day here in a different kind of football, as this will be a little jet sweep action to the outside. This one goes with Dowse, picks up a block, and then Dowse, oh, what a good hit. You could hear it through Nathan Hoots' headphones down there. Carson Gruba lays the lumber, not before Dowse, able to get a good gain for about 5 yards.
Gruba looked like he got shot out of that cannon over in the opposite end zone. He just came flying out of there. And excellent job, shoulders just square, and really laid the wood right there. I thought for sure as soon as he got that ball on the pitch or handoff, whatever it ended up being, that he had the edge, but it was shut down in a hurry.
2nd and goal here for Maple River. Enderlin trying to use the bend but don't break defense. It's been all running plays so far for Maple River. 7th play of the drive. Silling with Bosch to the right-handed side here. Game clock at 8:30 on the City of Hope scoreboard. Silling, little delay. Silling able to break out of one but not 2 tackles. Good job on the outside, saying the boundary immediately with Jeremy Bartholomew. Then good pursuit here from Enderlin for a loss of 2.
Yeah, that was an excellent job of 6. He didn't make the play, but he held on for dear life until reinforcements came, and they came in a hurry.
So you got 3rd and goal. Ball will be at the 5-yard line. If you're the Eagles, Hoots, that's something you will say, circle that play, talking to everybody moving forward on a short down and distance. That's how you do it.
Absolutely right. You know what? The first guy has rarely taken down Silling in the first, 8 games this year. And it's probably not going to happen again tonight, but you got to have good rally tackling.
Maple River needs 5. Will they elect to throw or will they elect to run? So far it's been all ground game here for Maple River. This will go to the outside. Maple River looking to get to the boundary. T. Silling picks up a block by Bosch and walks into the end zone for a 5-yard score.
Pancake block by Carter Bosch. Welcome back. Just a matter of time until he springs one to the outside with Silling. But that was a great thing to see if you're a Raider fan.
It's Military Appreciation Night, so I was going to say, do you go through the air with the Air Force? Do you go on the ground with the Army? And they went on the ground with the Army for the 6-yard rushing touchdown. Speak of the Service Academy, look out Army-Navy football later this year in terms of that game. I mean, they've been outstanding so far in this season.
How great would it be if they've already decided who's in the college football playoff and that game hasn't been played yet?
Let's get a Service Academy in the first ever 12-team college football playoff. That sounds good. Oh, what a reverse! That's going to be into the end zone for the 2-pointer with Preston Downs. Silling, Bosch, the tic-tac, and the toe goes with Downs. New score, 7:33 left in the first quarter of play. Maple River leads it by 8.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
High school football here tonight on our City of Hope scoreboard. Work and play in Hope, North Dakota. From job listings to housing options, you can search more going to hopend.com. That again is hopend.com. Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes and Nathan Hoots with us here on this Friday night for high school football. Finally feels like fall, if you will. Everyone's got the coats and jackets out, but Hoots, talk about that opening drive. Enderlin, some good things defensively when it got down deep, but ultimately give it to your horse, which is Silling in a really good 2-point drawn-up play.
Yeah, watching film coming into this game, I really didn't think Enderlin was going to provide much resistance against the run game, but that was, I'd give him about a B+ on that first possession.
McCullough will put this one on the tee. It's a squibber. That's a live ball at the 40. It's still loose, and eventually Enderlin able to get their claw on that one as the Eagles, that was close. Avery Craig, the junior, bobbled it for a moment, then got the ball right back in good starting field position here for the Eagles.
It is good starting field position for them, but, the way the kick coverage has been for the Raiders this year, suspect would be a nice word to put it. I wouldn't mind them putting it on the ground and just seeing what the heck, maybe we can get one of these.
As the Enderlin Eagles, this is going to be the question. Adargo so far 999 yards passing this season. He can rush at 249 here as well for Enderlin. The main man to watch out for is Carson Gruba. 41 receptions for 618 yards and 4 touchdowns. Adargo outside to the aforementioned Gruba on a little quick screen. Makes a man miss. Then he slides as he had the turf taken underneath him at about the 41-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, it might have cost him about 4 or 5 yards right there. That little slip, you could see he's kind of hobbled there coming out of it. I wonder if his knee just gave out. He's wearing a bit of a sleeve underneath his right knee, or underneath his pads on his right knee.
Last meeting, Maple River won here in Hope on August the 18th, the opening of last season, 46-6. Carter Bosch with 4 touchdowns. T. Stilling had 2 in that win for Maple River. The Enderlin Eagles make it 2nd down and 7. 2 wide receivers again. Adargo, nice little outplay. This one will go to the aforementioned Gruba. Makes a man miss, and oh, what a stick. Then eventually at the 43. But so far for the Enderlin Eagles, 2 completions quickly to your main man Gruba for a first down.
Yeah, real tight spiral there. You mentioned last year's result, and I don't think Enderlin is anywhere near what they were last year at this time. They had Gruba playing quarterback, and it was a rush-based attack between him and Adargo playing running back. So, as soon as they made that switch later in the year, moving Orion to quarterback, things have kind of opened up through the air.
As you'll have it 6 minutes and 30 seconds here in the opening quarter. So it was all ground and pound for Maple River. Enderlin looking like the Air Force, not in terms of the option that Air Force actually runs, but more so on military appreciation night, going through the air as we talk about that little read option here. Adargo trying to spin out of a tackle. Really good job on the defensive end spot. Hoots to stay in home and bring up a tackle for a loss.
Jonah Thompson has improved so much this year. At the beginning of the season, you could just see his eyes were always in the wrong spot. He has been schooled all year long what to do, and he made big plays at the end of that Mayville game just a couple weeks back. At the end of this, end of the game, getting a couple big sacks and pressures. Right there, he just stayed home. He didn't do anything he wasn't supposed to. Did his job.
As the Enderlin Eagles, first time on the ground, as you alluded to, Maple River did a really nice job there with Jonah Thompson staying on the outside. We'll get to both team starters here offensively and defensively in a moment. Second down for Enderlin. Eagles handoff. This one right went through the breadbasket for a moment, past the 40, as the Eagles will make their way with Gabe Gruba to about the 37-yard line, so a gain of 8.
That puts them in manageable distance here now. They can go to that short, quick screen bubble to Gruba here. They also hit him. I think that was probably a 5 to 8 yard out on that second possession. A lot of the short stuff is open for him here. 4-down territory for sure.
So third down upcoming here for Enderlin, as you have Ethan Simbira, the center. Sam Lulay is at left guard, and then R.J. Worrell, or Richard, the full name, the right guard here for the Enderlin Eagles. As this is definitely 4-down territory, 9-man football if you can't get it here with Adargo in the gun. Adargo going outside, pitch, catch this one right at the sticks, and look at him go. Carson Gruba with another pitch and catch to the 28 for a gain of 9.
He does a really good job of eluding that first contact. He's 2 broken tackles already on his first 3 catches. This kid's going to be, he's on pace for a lot of catches right now.
Gabe Gruba, the freshman. Then you have Carson Gruba now with 44 receptions on the season. Jacob Simbira has had a nice year here at the senior wide receiver spot. Aiden Chamberlain is the tight end, the 6'2 tight end here. We'll get to Maple River front here in a moment. First down and 10, Enderlin, as they are knocking on the door. Adargo, clean pocket. Adargo steps up, fires, throws, looking for Carson Gruba down the field, and Gruba just never saw the ball. One-on-one coverage on the outside, guarded there by Preston Dowes, makes it 2nd and 10.
I definitely think he would like to have that one back. Anytime you can get one-on-one coverage, Gruba's already proven he can separate and get, he's got a good catch radius. You'd like to see him maybe step up and throw that a little better than he did right there. It looked like he might have slipped just a bit.
Maple River with Dylan Zahn, Owen Ticky, and Jonah Thompson on the line. Linebackers of Frank Martin, Brennan Anderson, and T. Silling, with defensive backs of Wisniewski, Warren, and Dowes, makes it 2nd and 10. But so far we've seen Adargo have some time to throw the football here, and what's the change if you're Coach Larry Fontaine as this game continues? They rush 3. Adargo steps up, fires, throws. This will be incomplete as he was getting hustled immediately. Owen Ticky providing the pressure.
No, there you go. If you're going to go with a 3-man line and not bring pressure, your 3 up front have got to do a really good job, because if Adargo's able to just sit back there, he's probably going to have a pretty productive night. So good job by them getting 3-man pressure there.
Third down and 10. Hoots, what's the field conditions like? Is it dew? Is there anything in terms of some slippage? What's the field conditions like? I mean, the field conditions up here in Hope have been perfect all season.
They really have, yeah. Mark Frost does an excellent job on this field. But, yes, it is a little bit wet here, and you've seen every time, if they've had sharp cuts, you've seen turf be moving.
Third down and 10 here for Enderlin. They need the Raider 29. Adargo going to roll out, has a chance to run or throw the football, and this one is going to be a turnover as Maple River will handle it. Was screened up here in the booth, Hoot, so you might have a better chance. It looked like it was a throw eventually than a pick.
Yeah, Colby Wisniewski made a great play, and you can see Adargo wanted to try to make something out of nothing, and his playmaking mentality might have cost him right there. Big-time play there by Colby.
Wisniewski with the INT. You put so many people up in the press box here. You just kind of get
It's a big game,
Chase.
Yeah. It's a big game.
It's going to be a turnover on the way. The Enderlin Eagles will get the pick. Wisniewski able to utilize that one. So Enderlin does a good job moving the football down the field, but the Raiders' defense forces a turnover. So what did you see from Enderlin, though, that you liked Hoots offensively going forward in this game?
Except for one play when they got pressure on him. He was able to Dargo was just able to stand there in the pocket. If he's able to have a clean pocket, they have guys that can separate.
As Maple River will come out now, first down and 10 as they will handle it at the 35-yard line with T. Silling. Motion man coming across is Anderson. We've seen Silling bounce to the outside here, trying to get the edge on that little opportunity, and there it is, Silling. This time, Enderlin able to get there with Adargo. He's just been everywhere tonight defensively early on here for the Eagles.
He's quite the player, yeah. To be able to put off what just happened right there. You could see the coach grabbed him right away, probably trying to give him some words of encouragement, because you don't get to leave the field when you're a special athlete in 9-man football.
Well, and that's the one thing, right? You force a play because there was another down to be had, right? It wasn't fourth down where you needed something. You had one more down, but you make a really good play right off the shoot here, Hoots.
Yeah, it's got to feel good for him to just be able to put that behind him.
This is Ted Lasso play. Be like a goldfish. And here comes Carter Bosch as he just slipped. Bosch had a crease, had a little bit of a daylight, but then just kind of went over Kobe Wisniewski's left shoe there and slipped. Bosch does get about a yard, but if he doesn't slip, we could be talking about a first down.
Yeah, I think feet might have just gotten tangled. He looks a little frustrated because I think he knew he had something special there brewing that just couldn't quite put it together.
What does Bosch bring offensively that we haven't really seen from Maple River this season? We saw it last season, but he's been injured for most of the year here, Hoots.
Well, just an extra guy to stretch the field both horizontally and vertically. You know, for the past 5 weeks, 6 weeks, it's just been, okay, where is 9? What do we got to do to stop him? Now you have an extra guy back there that you have to account for.
As you'll have it, third down upcoming here for Maple River. Shotgun formation as they handle it with Silling. Silling, little speed option. He's going to keep it. Now looks to pitch it. There's the pitch. That goes to Bosch. There's a flag coming, though, back at the 38, so hold the phone. Currently, it's a gain of about 12 yards, barring the penalty.
I almost lost my life right there.
As Nathan Hoots has to get the own, let's see, bop it, skip it, drop it, that old game coming out there on the far sideline, and indication is going to be a penalty. Main thing is, though, Hoots, are you okay?
I'm good. Yeah, just give me a little time to recover. But yeah, I was protecting myself there, so hopefully you didn't catch that on camera.
It was kind of like a deer coming out of the, if you want to call it, when you're driving on a dark 2-lane highway with the northern lights not going. Hopefully you see them tonight.
Yep.
But a dark 2-lane highway, and then all of a sudden you just see like an eyeball coming out of the ditch, and it's a deer, and you just kind of freeze. Were you the deer, or were you the vehicle?
I was worried for a second there that he was actually aiming for me, just to prove that he can knock a guy over that's bigger than him.
You know, Carter's been known to do that at times on the basketball court this season, or we will hopefully, Jay Koka says, hopefully we see that this season. Makes it third down upcoming here, a long 3rd and 15 for Maple River. Great chance for Enderlin to get off the field as they will utilize it here with Silling. Silling gets the edge. Silling gets the 35. Silling to the 40, and Silling with the first down. Really nice play. You kind of come out in that wing tight formation here, Hoots, and all of a sudden you fake it going one way. Silling comes out the other with a little option play, and he gets the crease for 17 yards.
You don't see orbit motion a ton in 9-man football, but then where you get kind of that circling behind the quarterback and running back. But that's really good, easy to misdirect that way. You know, you can either have that lead blocker or you can run that speed option. There's a lot of good things that you can run out of that.
75 yards so far for Silling on 7 attempts. The Fargo-Shanley Deacon mess is at 7.5 yards so far. Not too shabby per rush. Well, actually, 10.5. There we go. Got to get that right. Hoots and I don't like math here on Friday nights.
Not live.
Shotgun formation, and Silling will handle it here. Motion man comes out with Anderson. Bosch behind him. Little fake delayed play action opportunity here, but there goes a Dargo, part of the Enderlin Eagles. Not 1, 2, 3, but 4 Eagles fly into the football here as Silling gets stuck for a yard.
I like kind of seeing that big mash unit in the middle there trying to push and shove each other backward and forward. I like, you know, every time, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, every time they bring that short motion out of that funky formation they run right there, it's some type of a counter. So it'd be interesting to see. Now we're 8 weeks into the season. Do they have some type of a counter off of that counter there to, you know, be ready for weeks coming forward if they're able to win this night?
Then the one thing here right now, if you're Enderlin, you don't want to get lulled to sleep here on the run game, right? Because Maple River will take a shot eventually when everyone's playing about 7 yards off the ball here for the Enderlin Eagles defense as they come out in this double tight wing one more time. This one is flipped eventually to Bosch. Bosch trying to get to the outside, picks up a block by Silling. Oh, look at Carter go. 50, Carter to the 40, and Bosch gets thrown out of bounds at the 39. Look out, Hoots, they're coming for you. That's going to be about a gain of 13 yards.
I gotta have a talk with that kid after the game. That's twice now. You can see, though, it's not the same. That burst, if that's pre-hammy and pre-ankle, you're calling it's a house call. But that is not something that they've been able to rely on the last 6 weeks. So it's 70% is better than nothing.
I was going to say it's a lot better than 2 weeks ago in warm-ups against Mayport CG, where maybe he played about 2 or 3 play suits, then came out for the rest of the game.
You could just see in his eyes before the game that he knew he wasn't going to be able to give much. Tonight there was a different look.
First down upcoming here for Maple River, just the third possession combined between the Raiders and the Eagles. This one goes to Dow's. Dow's going to get past the 35 and taken down eventually here by Carson Gruba. Good tackle by Gruba, but not before it's a gain of 4 for Maple River.
And you never want to say that an injury is good because you never want anyone to get hurt. But injuries allow for kids in different roles to step up, and Preston Dowes has been the guy that's been heavily relied upon outside of T to carry the ball, and now there's 3 guys in the backfield you got to worry about.
14 plays, 14 runs here for Maple River as they come out in the wishbone formation yet again. Brendan Anderson is the fullback with Dowes, and then eventually Carter Bosch, a little fullback dive play, and the Raiders are pushing the pile to about the 30-yard line here. Good run by Anderson for about a gain of 4 to 4.5, and that looks like it'll be the final play here of the contest of the first quarter, that is. On the City of Hope scoreboard, 3rd and short, ball almost at the 30 when we return here on your liveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Enderlin Area Schools is committed to providing students with optimal learning opportunities so they can reach their full potential. Enderlin Area Schools creates learners who believe in the power of their education to help them learn, excel, influence their world, and direct their future. Enderlin Area Schools take pride in their school and community. For up-to-date information, go online to enderlin.k12.nd.us. Good luck to the Eagles participating in all activities throughout the year.
On the City of Hope scoreboard, 3rd and short upcoming. Our Jenga puzzle here tonight, or 3-man weave, as Nathan Hoots likes to call it, with basketball coming up here. Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots, Joey Hughes with you. Hoots and I don't like to do math often, but Hoots, do you have a riddle, so to speak, for us?
I don't have a riddle, but I got a real good stat for you. Chase, there's been 15 offensive plays for the Raiders tonight, and all 15 have been running plays. What is that percent-wise for our rushing attack?
100%.
There we go. Okay, good. See,
Gosh.
Proving to the masses
I can do
that we
kindergartner
can do
math.
math.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Jeff Foxworthy, yes! 3rd down upcoming. Did you ever fail that when you watched, by the way, smarter than a 5th grader?
No comment.
3rd down and short here for Maple River. Enderlin, they've done a good job, Hoots, getting to 3rd down, but the one time they had Maple River at 3rd and 15, they converted. Now the question is, can the Enderlin Eagles get a stick to make it 4th down here?
How about hard count to start the quarter here?
Maple River was selling. We've seen this formation a lot more here tonight. This double tight with emotion. They get a little bit of a crease to the outside. There goes Silling with a stiff arm. Silling dragging Eagles with them close to the 10. Then gets thrown out of bounds on the far side by Dargo, but not before that's a gain of nearly 20 yards.
I think a stat you should keep track up there is how many stiff arms Mr. Silling does in a game. I think we're probably to double digits already. It's pretty much every single time he touches the ball, he's got one of them in his arsenal.
About a gain of 20 yards on the play. He's got 9 carries now for 96 yards, and that's the thing, right? You're taught to go low on T. Silling, and you can do that on any rushers in particular, trying to make sure you get that wrap up for a tackle, but Silling has done such a good job of keep the legs turning, so to speak, to try to keep the pile going. Here's a first down upcoming here for Maple River, as they will have it again in the gun formation. Silling making his way before he's taken out at about the 5-yard line, and that's where they'll mark it for a gain of 6.
Had a couple guys going for the legs there, and he was able to thankfully just, keep those legs churning, even though he was kind of on top of bodies, get himself half the way there. It's a nice situation. You get a first down inside of the 2-yard line here.
As you'll have a second down upcoming. Maple River again won the toss, elected to receive. They got a touchdown on their opening possession. Enderlin had a drive, was eventually picked. This is just the 3rd possession again of the first half. Kind of feels like a playoff game, Hoots, with that mark.
It's cold out here.
It definitely feels like a playoff game. First down upcoming. What are you talking about? This is balmy weather for October, as they will handle it on the wishbone, not going anywhere. That ball comes out eventually here by Preston Dowes, Enderlin says they got it, and they do. Bend but don't break, and the Eagles pick up the football eventually with Jacob Simbira, and there's a turnover on the fumble.
That might have been a tough call if you're a Raider fan, but it is what it is. Back them up here. Maybe you can get a pressure on the quarterback, come up with 2.
As they will come out now for the Enderlin Eagles, as they will handle the football here. This will be at the about 4 to 5 yard line. What'd you see there, Hoots? Was it a delayed fumble? Was it something causing the ground? What'd you kind of see?
Yeah, he slipped, and the old ground can cause a fumble, but it was a really bang play.
Just the second possession offensively here for Enderlin tonight. Oren Odargo will be back in the gun formation here for the Enderlin Eagles. Still just the one possession game, and Odargo's going to get met right away by Jonah Thompson. He's had himself a fine evening so far.
Yeah, he really has. He's done a nice job. But, the emphasis in the NFL this year has been, are the tackles lined up in the backfield, or are they lined up, on the line of scrimmage? The left tackle, or left guard, as you would probably call it here in 9-man football, was a good 6-8 inches in the backfield. So definitely something to maybe keep an eye on if they want to pay attention to that.
Enderlin with all 3 timeouts. The same can be said for Maple River, as well as the Eagles, at least bare minimum, trying to get a first down here on this possession. Dargo, and so far the question is who's going to guard Carson Gruba, who has 3 receptions on the game already for 28 yards. Here's a pitch. This one gets deflected, and guess who? Thompson yet again.
There was a lot of things in play as soon as that ball got tipped. Dargo thought about catching it, which obviously would have ended up being a safety. It was inches away from being a pick 6. I think you'd probably call it a pick 6, even though you catch it in the end zone.
A thick 6 if you're Kevin Harlan.
Well, that's true. He's mighty skinny over there. But, there was a lot of things in play as soon as he broke through the line of scrimmage. These offensive linemen really got to do their job here. You're probably looking at just doing the same thing you did on first down. See if you can get 4 or 5 yards and not have your punter back up in his end zone.
As you'll have it now, 3rd down upcoming here for the Enderlin Eagles. They need the 14, and as you alluded to, dangerous territory here. Adargo just going to get to the outside. There comes Silling. Is it a safety? You see it, Hoots. Is it a safety?
Oh, he was 4 yards deep. Yes, that is definitely a safety.
It is a safety. T. Silling with the 2-pointer. So a safety on the way here makes it a 10-0 score. We'll take a quick break, and we'll have the punt, kick, or something in between coming up next here in Hope.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley school districts in Page and Fingal, North Dakota. If you're interested in an ag loan, real estate, consumer, commercial, or HELOC, give Dwight a call at either branch location. Reach out to Janine about investing in a certificate of deposit or save by opening a money market account. Proudly supporting the Maple River Raiders and wishing the athletes and coaches a successful year. Hometown Community Bank is an equal housing lender and member of the FDIC.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
So if you're Maple River, you give up the fumble, but you get the 2 points. If you're Enderlin, you don't have to worry about the touchdown, but you give up 2 and give the ball right back to Maple River. So as much as it is negative and positive and negative, it's about an even draw outside of Enderlin gives up 2 points here, and then they got to kick the ball off again.
You're trading 6 for 2, but you're also going to give up likely field position in your territory here, you would think.
Here's a squibber, a long hop picked up by Maple River, and there's a collision. Good job on the way here with Brennan Anderson, but just coming right down Main Street if you're Enderlin. That wasn't a 61 Chevy. That was a demolition derby there by Caleb coming down Broadway.
Elementary kids, junior high kids, high school kids, watch that. That is why you tackle low and why you run low. The low man won that, even though the guy that was tackled was significantly larger. If you go low, you have an opportunity to take anybody down, no matter how big or how small you are.
Caleb does a great job. Crone, the 5'10", freshman, as you alluded to, Hoots. That was textbook on that play. First down and 10 upcoming here for Maple River. Enderlin again trying to get them to third down, then eventually get it to fourth and get off the ball or get off the field. Off your Maple River, this is a chance with a touchdown to get up by 16, a 2-point conversion, get up by 3 scores. Here goes Silling. Silling weaving his way past the 35, going right down the line here to about the 32-yard line. He needs the 32 for the first.
Looks like they gave him the first down, but I'm on the wrong side of the field.
Haven't seen an official say mark anything, so they'll give him about 9.5. If you're Silling, regardless, you're over the 100-yard mark here. We got him down 11 carries now for 111 yards. So you add that to the 1556. He's going to be nearing 1,700 yards before the half.
He must not have wanted to have to bring the chain crew out because that is mighty close, just eyeballing it from behind.
First down upcoming here. What do we have from the official one time? A paper card? Was a note card?
Card, yes.
Yeah. Bring out the note card. Carter Bosch to the outside. Bosch trying to get to the boundary, has the first down to the 30. Then Bosch gets to about the 27-yard line for about a gain of 5.
There's a lot of really good team speed. I underestimated that. Seeing it on film versus seeing it 3 yards off the field is a much bigger difference. Enderlin has a lot of real good athletes at the second level of their defense.
4 seniors here for the Eagles. Jacob Simbura. You also have R.J. Worrell alongside with Aiden Chamberlain and then Sam Lulay as well. But this is a very youthful team, all for Maple River. 6 seniors here tonight on both senior night and military appreciation night. And we'll just call it playoff night because that's what it feels like. It's a playoff football game. Your season's on the line for both of these teams. First down and 10 upcoming. Move the chains for Maple River. As they will handle it with Silling. Silling looking to get to the outside. Silling makes a man miss. Silling makes another man almost miss, as he had a good pursuit there by Gabe Gruba. Silling gets to about the 26 for a gain of a yard. And as we alluded to, there's the speed for Enderlin Hoots.
Yeah, they do a great job. The defensive line is kind of playing the offensive line of Maple River to a draw, which is allowing those linebackers to kind of flow freely. So it's just a matter of, the lead blockers that all of the Maple River running plays allow to have. If they can get to the second level and engage in them, they're probably going to win. But Enderlin's doing a really nice job of kind of running around those blocks, getting to the outer edge and forcing them back inside and making good plays.
Coming up at half, we'll hear from Calvin Kraft as well here with the Enderlin Eagles. Also, we'll take a look at the first half numbers and out-of-town scoreboard. It's going to be a wishbone formation here for Silling. Silling on a QB keeper. There's a little bit of the bobsled play. Silling able to get to the 25. Silling, there's another stiff arm before he's pushed out of bounds at around the 20-yard line as Aiden Chamberlain throws Silling out at the 20 for a gain of 6.
He got stiff-armed about 3 different times on that play, but did not give up. And, he gave up 6-7 yards, but he didn't give up the edge, which is most importantly. That's what Silling was looking for. Whenever you run the bobsled, you are looking to get between the numbers in the sideline and then get it north and south and toward the end zone.
Third down upcoming here for Maple River as they will handle it third and short, and this is where they've lived a little bit throughout the course of the game, as it'll be third down and 2 upcoming. And third and very short for the majority of the third downs here for the Raiders. Silling, high snap, will utilize it. Silling makes a cut, and Silling's going to see a Dargo. Gets out of a tackle for a moment there by Schlecht and moves his way past to about the 15 to the 14 for a gain of 6.
Yeah, Enderlin's done a real good job of limiting the big-time plays from Maple River. As you said, we've probably had 5 third and 2 or less this game. It's just a matter of they can't get off the field on that 3rd or 4th down.
And those are the small little things within a game, right, Hoots? You do everything well, but whether it's pass defense, run defense, offensively, you have a bad first down all the time, so it's always 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. That's just kind of what it feels like here for Enderlin's defense. They've done a good job, but Maple River has done the better job of being in 3rd and manageable.
There's just a marginal difference right now, and they're winning all of the real little things by not much, but just enough to get those first downs, keep the chains moving.
On the City of Hope scoreboard, the clock keeps moving here. 6:50 left in the first half. Here might be our first pass from Maple River. Silling getting chased. Silling makes 2 guys miss, and then Silling gets wrapped up in the backfield. You make 1, but 2, but not eventually 3, as coming in there is going to be Carson Gruba on a tackle for a loss. Ball will be spotted back to around the 17-yard line for a loss of 3.
I think he had guys, I believe he had the tight end open on a corner route over there. Just as soon as he got the ball, there were Eagles bearing down on him, and it was just trying to get back as much as you possibly could. First time tonight, they are behind the chains, 2nd and 13 here. So, probably another couple runs, set up 4th down if necessary, but.
We haven't said 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10 often. There was a 3rd and 15 because of a penalty, but then the very next play, Silling goes 18 yards for a 1st down. That's a little bit different here as you're in the red zone, 2nd and long here for Silling and Maple River. Silling able to get to the 15-yard line, Silling to the 10, Silling to the 5. Silling walks in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, and it's 16 Rip Raiders.
Great combination of high-quality blocking, creating seams, and very, very patient running there from T. I think the design initially was to be a sweep. He cut it in through about the 4-hole there, and then just kind of weaved his way toward the end zone using all the blocks that he had.
I heard a couple of screams there, high pitches. Was that you, Hoots, or is that someone behind you?
I think it was someone behind me. Yeah, it wasn't me.
17-yard touchdown, rushing touchdown here for T. Silling. Taking a look, he's got his 26th rushing touchdown of the season. We kind of joke sometimes 9-man football feels like fantasy football. Obviously, Silling would be part of your fantasy team this season at the quarterback spot. This one will go on the another Silling. Bosch to Dow's. They do it again on the way for the 2-point conversion. Run it once, run it twice. They get it in twice, and it's 18-0 Raiders on the City of Hope scoreboard.
Hi, this is Jim. And along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots, Joey Hughes with you here tonight. That drive, 42 yards, 4 minutes and 16 seconds goes off the clock, capped off by a Silling 17-yard rushing touchdown so far for Maple River. A touchdown, a fumble, and a touchdown here tonight for the Raiders. While for the Enderlin Eagles, an interception and then eventually a safety on their 2nd possession here for Enderlin. Enderlin gets the ball back, Hoots, and this kind of feels like that Sargent County game way back in August, right? You got everything going for Maple River, and all of a sudden, boom, one big play brought Sargent County right back into it. That's what Enderlin wants here some way, somehow, because being down by 3 scores, if you can get it down to 2, maybe 1, it's going to feel a lot better going into the half.
2 things. Kick the ball on the ground and keep everybody in front of you on the first couple plays of this possession.
Here's the ball, not on the ground. It's a line drive and a good punt, or good kick, but it's going to roll. Kind of like trying to get up on the green. You get up on the green, and then you just see the golf ball go all the way down the hill. You feel good, and then all of a sudden, that chip now is 50 yards away yet again, as it'll be another penalty on Maple River here. It'll be their 3rd, and good starting field position. And, hey, this is something you've talked about before, Hoots. Make them re-kick it. And for a second there, I thought they might have made them re-kick it, but they're going to put the ball here at the 40-yard line.
I'm going to go to a coach's clinic once and only present on one thing. 9-man football, kickoff out of bounds. Make them kick it again. I've said it 1,000 times already this year, both on and off the air. The 35-yard line is not good starting field position in 9-man football. It's not.
Which is why I was waiting for the way the officials were moving for a second. I was thinking it was going that way. But regardless, Enderlin has 3 timeouts alongside Maple River here. So still plenty of time in the first half that got underway here just after the 7 o'clock hour for the opening kickoff. Enderlin will utilize this here with the Dargo. Steps up, fires, throw outside. Oh, and Martin! This one is batted down and then in the air to Simbira. Martin nearly had it. Then it goes right up, and Simbira says thank you for a healthy gain of 8.
I think Mr. Martin got a little his eyes might have been glaring into the end zone with no one in between him, and just lost focus. He might have been peering a little too far down the field there. But good break on the ball, good positive pressure there from the defensive line to force the early pass. I think he wanted to wait for something a little deeper down the field there. Haven't really seen a whole lot of throws downfield yet.
Yeah, Frank Martin on senior night wanted a senior house call. That's what he was looking for. 55 degrees, Hoots. It's balmy out for crying out loud in October.
What's the wind chill, though?
Okay, it's
55.
53 now.
53.
I just went from 55 to 53. We're not looking at the temperature gauge ever again. Second down and short upcoming here for Enderlin as they will handle it here. Quick little screen to the outside. Here it comes right to us here with Carson Gruba. Gruba making his way past the 45 to the 43-yard line, so he goes from 143 to the opposite 42 for a gain of 15.
You know, bubble screens are real tough in high school football. You got to practice them a ton. You got to have a quarterback that can get the ball, doesn't need to find the laces, and still put it on the money. You also got to have a physical receiver either on the inside or the outside of that bubble guy that's willing to go and find a guy and block him. And all three of those things have worked really well thus far for Enderlin.
4 catches, 43 yards for Carson Gruba as the Enderlin Eagles are back in Maple River territory here. Ball spotted at the Raider 42-yard line. They go trips to the right-hand side, Maple River. They got 6 men, 4 at the line, 2. Then in that linebacker spot, another quick screen to the outside goes to Gruba at the 40, and good open field tackle by Dowse.
Yeah, that was fantastic. You know, a bit of a missed block. We talked about the 3 things that you're going to need in order to run a good bubble screen, and had the good quality throw. He got it out before Silling could get there as that edge rusher, and then just a great open field tackle.
6 of 10 for 53 yards for Adargo with an interception so far. But if you're the Enderlin Eagles, as we alluded to Maple River in first and second down opportunities, it's positive yards if you're a Eagle fan here. Clock at 4:30 and counting here in quarter number 2 from Hope, North Dakota, where we hope to see the Northern Lights once the actual field lights go off here later tonight. There's a chance.
See cannon smoke.
Oh, okay, cannon smoke. We've had a little bit of that here tonight. Enderlin fans don't want any more of it. Raider fans want a lot of it. It's like trick or treat. Yep. You get the apple or you get the Kit Kat bar. Adargo looking for the Kit Kat bar down the field. Oh, it's going to be incomplete at the 5-yard line. Jacob Simbira, as he was going to be guarded there by Frank Martin. Simbira had a chance, Hoots, as that would have been a first and goal opportunity.
I don't know where the ball landed on that, but he threw that off his back foot while getting drilled and still probably threw it 35 to 40 yards in the air.
45 yards,
okay,
yeah.
45. That's a real good throw, and he got hit hard back here. So he's a tough kid to see what he's got in the tank after taking that hit.
I couldn't do that even just playing with the Nerf ball, for crying out loud. As this comes 3rd down and 8, trips to the near sideline. Where does Enderlin go here? We've seen a lot of quick screen action, maybe a little RPO. Haven't seen a lot of rushing. Adargo going to go to the outside, flips it right. Well, that's a nice catch to the 35, spin his way to the 34. You move the pocket, you find your junior stud in Gruba for a gain of 6.
That was a little Patrick Mahomes-ish.
I was going to say Aaron Rodgers
left.
Aaron Rodgers
like
with the
better.
Packers,
Yep,
not with the
yep,
Jets,
yep.
with the Packers.
Yeah, that roll left and a bit of a sidearm flick right there. In 10 years we might be saying that Raiola kid from Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of has that look to him.
Yep.
I like that. The problem is if you're going to roll the pocket left, you better block Jonah Thompson.
4th down upcoming here for Enderlin. It's 4th and very manageable, but they haven't really had the opportunity to run the football consistently enough tonight. It's about a 4th and a solid yard and a half. Adargo is going to have a chance to run the football. Adargo spins. I don't think his knee was ever down, but where the spot is, it looks short from our vantage point. He needed a yard and a half. It looks like they're going to give him the yard unless they bring the chain gang out here, depending on the spot.
He's definitely short. Don't even need to measure it.
His knee was never down when he spun from where we saw it, but where they're going to put the ball, they're going to say that it was never a first down. And I think, Hoots, that's a good spot for Maple River. I do think he had enough because his knee from our vantage point was never down. Once he spun that second time, he was on top of a Raider defender. If you're Maple River, it's great. You get off the ball. If you're Enderlin, you're going, oh, so close on a 4th down.
Yep, you almost wonder if they wish they would have went to the bubble there. They've been getting 3-4 yards a pop easily almost every single time. But it's tough to argue when you got that size of quarterback going straight downhill.
33-yard line here for Maple River, 4th possession of the game. So for the Eagles, interception, safety, and turnover on downs for their 3 possessions here in the first half. T. Stilling hands this one off. Here goes Dowse, has a crease to the 40, and he's taken down at the 42-yard line.
Good running play, just a quick heads up as I went walking by trying to find that spot. We are looking at the ankle again of Carter Bosch here on the sideline.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a moment, but where they got the spot, that's a first down. There you go. It's right at us here at the press box. So they marked it 2nd down, and we got to give them 10. So that'll be 10 yards, 4 carries so far for 22 yards, and we'll get an update here on Carter Bosch in a moment going forward here for Maple River. And this has kind of been the same old story if you are a Raider fan this season, where Bosch gives it a chance in the first quarter, then just hasn't been 100% healthy throughout the year here for the Raiders. And Dow's does a good job. Badargo, part of the tackling party with him and Gruba. But if you're Maple River here, Hoots, this kind of feels like the old adage of an early knockout, right? You talk about at certain times in basketball or football or different sports where you feel the momentum's on your side. And if you can get a touchdown on the board and a 2-point conversion, all of a sudden that's a 4-score game going into half.
Yeah, and they do have to be careful. Maple River does not have a 2-minute offense. Their no huddle does not exist. So they got to start moving a little quicker in and out of the huddle here unless they're going to bust a big one.
As they will handle it, trying to bust a tackle or two. They're able to do that on the dive play eventually to Anderson. He does get a couple, makes it 3rd down and 1, which is where the Raiders have been living tonight. 3rd and short. 3rd and on a beach in 80-degree weather with Nathan Hoots somewhere feeling a little bit warmer. But Nathan, it's been 5-6 years ago we had snow on the ground at this time on my memories.
That's
calling
true.
high school football.
When we were with Enderlin and
There you
playing
go.
Finley Sharon Hope Page.
Oh, look at that.
Yes,
That's a full circle moment.
October 10th,
I
we had
love
a
it.
blizzard, and we ended up having to play them on a Monday afternoon at VCSU because the field here in Hope was unable to be
I
played on.
forgot about that game. Gosh, you got to love turf in North Dakota. 3rd down upcoming. Bobsled play. Silling trying to string something out. Oh, what a tackle in the backfield. If you're not bigger than the man, go after the shoelaces. That's exactly what you're able to see right there from Jeremy Bartholomew, the 5'7 freshman, a tackle for loss.
First time tonight they've kind of ran to the outside, and there's been defensive line pressure blowing up the first couple of lead blockers. T was kind of left out to dry there because all of his offensive linemen got beat, and then his first couple of lead blockers had to take on those D linemen, and then there was linebackers able to fill immediately.
To your point, Hoots, Maple River in no rush right now with under 50 seconds here in the half, but worst comes to worst, you just want a 1st down here to not give Enderlin the ball back.
I'm assuming some type of a inside power here.
They need 2 yards. They got to get to the Eagle 48. Silling goes to the left-hand side, has the 1st down, and Silling trying to hurdle a man to the 44-yard line, and Larry Fontaine is going to call a timeout. We'll break with him. We'll take a 30 with 30 seconds left in the half on your live event.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
High school football here tonight on yourliveevent.com. We'll also hear from Calvin Kraft coming up here at the half. Get an update on Luke. Wishing Luke, well, all the family and his friends all the best here as Luke is getting some updates, but also the really cool thing here, who it's about 9-man football, and across the state of North Dakota we're seeing benefits. We see it here, a free will donation. You're seeing some places have a hot dog, chips, and a pop, and just put whatever you want on there for Luke Wall and the family. It's been really cool. If there's anything about the story that's positive, it's how the football and different communities have came together across the state.
You can be rivals, you can sports hate people, but as soon as someone gets hurt, you see how much and how important people are to donating, getting all the good things that come from high school football and sports oozes out of these situations.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders. They got 2 timeouts remaining. Silling looking to pass. Silling getting rushed. Silling to the near sideline. Silling will see it to the 40. T. Silling gets to the 35-30. Look out, it's a backyard broken play. Silling to the 20. Silling, can he go? T. Silling with a hat trick for Maple River. A 44-yard broken play. Silling with the exclamation point on the first half.
Yeah, we talk about cutback lanes, how big they are, and even just a simple sweep play. He wanted to throw the ball downfield. If you play man-to-man, your back is to the quarterback, and that's what you had. As soon as he broke through, there were guys still running with receivers, and then he was just running away from people at the end.
T. Silling, a 44-yard rushing touchdown here. He's got the safety on Orion Adargo, and 3 rushing touchdowns. I'm not much more sure what Silling can do here. He's already got the bingo card here, Hoots, as he will bring up a 2-point conversion.
There isn't a whole lot on the field that he can't do. You'd like to see him maybe throw the ball here once. That'd be nice.
Well, they looked to throw the ball on that one, and he said, you know what, I'll roll to the right and roll to the left and make my way to the end zone. as Maple River, if they can continue to play like this for the rest of the game, they would at least have one more game on this football field. For the Enderlin Eagles, they got work to do in front of them, down by 24 right now, nearing the end of the first half. Here's a snap by Silling. Silling looking for the two-pointer, incomplete, as that one comes in the end zone. We'll break as well. Back after this to close the first half here in Hope.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
On our City of Hope scoreboard, Maple River with another touchdown that 3 minutes and 2 seconds go off the clock. It's a 67-yard touchdown drive. Silling with the rushing score. Oh, that was like playing first base there for the Enderlin Eagles. That one popped up a little bit of a spin, and able to take it is Worrell there. I'm not sure how he caught that one. That had a lot of spin on the ball. Able to flash not so much the leather, but flash the hand, and Enderlin will utilize it here. All 3 timeouts remaining, 13 seconds here for the Eagles.
That would have been a bit of a devastating change of events right there, and now they can probably just try to chuck it as far as they can here.
Well, it's still 3 possessions, but I sound like someone that runs a talk radio show at 1 to 3 on a radio station. 2-point conversion, touchdown, touchdown, 2-point conversion. Common man. He always has said that during his Detroit Lions when they were bad, right? You're always in the game. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. That's what he kind of always said. But there's still a lot of time here, and Enderlin does get the ball to start the first half. And, hey, why not chuck it down the field and see if he can break a tackle and try to take it for a house call. Adargo, he's going to slip at the 35. Then Silling, the ball pops out. It's still free, and Adargo gets back on it at the 29-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 14 on the play, and that's how we'll end our first half. And you hope that Adargo is able to come off the turf as he does right now with a little limp, and you hope it's nothing more than just that going forward. After 1 half of play on our City of Hope scoreboard, it's Maple River up by 24 here on your liveevent.com.
Maple Valley Public School will begin the year with the completion of the building project, which added 14,500 square feet, housing a community fitness center, gymnasium, locker rooms, and a pre-K room. This addition will significantly enhance community opportunities by providing updated equipment and facilities. Maple Valley will also launch the Best in Class for our 4-year-old program this year. The Best in Class program includes curriculum, professional development, and resources to create learning environments for pre-kindergarten students.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we remain true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
We always say we're a one-stop shop. North Star Ag is a full-service shoreline machinery dealership, so we have the 3 departments: sales, service, parts, fully staffed, have full inventory of all the parts and whole goods needed. We really value the service and the support that any traditional dealership would give you, but we specialize in shorelines. You can give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
As we come back now here in Hope, Nathan Hoots is joined by Enderlin AD. That is Calvin Kraft, as we're going to talk first things first about Luke Wall here in just the updates. Hoots, take it away.
Yeah, I'm here with Calvin Kraft, AD in Enderlin. Just if you could expound on what you can with Luke Wall and the situation that happened last Friday in Mayville.
You bet. I think he's watching now, so shout out to Luke and hope you're doing well. But obviously just an unfortunate event, that happened, and he's chasing down and trying to make a play like he does all the time, and got hit the wrong way and it kind of went sideways. But the community support from obviously in Enderlin, Sheldon, they've been Eagle staples all the way from Trey to Mackenzie to Michaela and now Luke, and that family's a great family. So it's awesome to see not only Enderlin, Sheldon, but Oaks, Wyndmere, you guys, Mayport, CG, everybody doing that stuff tonight to try to raise money to help them in the time of need. That's what nine-man football is the best, because it probably wouldn't happen anywhere else. So we're very fortunate and thankful for that, and we're just taking it day by day and hoping that he can recover and give him some good vibes from here.
If he's anything like his brother, and I got to coach him for 3 years, he's as tough as nails, and this is not going to keep him down. Is there anything that any information you can give us on recovery-wise that he's had thus far?
He's been through a few surgeries already, and right now, just taking it day by day and trying to recover and do things that way. And obviously, he's a stud. Trey was a stud, and if it happens to anybody and they can get back to being a stud, it's going to be him, right? And he's a tough as nails kid, and the family's salt of the earth. So silver lining, he's young. He'd get through this, and we'll be on him every day. And however long that recovery process is, he'll be the one to take it head on and get back to hopefully out here. We'll be doing a story about him, how good he is, and not just an unfortunate event.
So anyone watching, paying attention that was unaware of the situation, and they're like, hey, I anything that I can do to help out, what's a way that they can donate, they can show their support monetarily?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a GoFundMe. You can find it on the Enderlin School Facebook page, or go to any bank north. And they'll know, you say Luke Ball benefit, and they'll take your money. And there's lots of things like gates tonight, different football games or different things. We'll probably have a silent auction and a supper later on run by his 4-H group. So there's going to be other stuff to go, but those are the two main things right now. And obviously, there's things that are going to be high monetarily, and so anything helps that way, and we'll be good there. And obviously, who knows how long he'll be in Minneapolis, but that's where he is right now. And when he gets back home, we'll shower him with love and help that family out as much as we can.
If you're also finding out for the first time about this and you want to be able to follow along, any updates, what's the best way that they could keep in touch after tonight?
Yeah, Beth and Joe, they started a Facebook page called Luke Wall Journey on Facebook. Come back from, I think she started it, and now from minute 1 to right now, she's got to update every day. So that'd be the best way to find detailed up-to-dates and and pictures and all that kind of stuff. So that would be the best way.
All right, Calvin, our thoughts and prayers from the Maple River family and community, and we talked about it with you guys. The nine-man support is phenomenal, and even if we may be rivals, you got everybody behind you on this entire field. So we're looking forward to his recovery, and when we can see him back out here and going against him every single week. Chase, back up to you. This is Calvin Kraft right here.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots. Yes, again, for more information, find that GoFundMe page. Take a quick break. We're back after this.
Incorporated way with knowledge and experience with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Enderlin Area Schools is committed to providing students with optimal learning opportunities so they can reach their full potential. Enderlin Area Schools creates learners who believe in the power of their education to help them learn, excel, influence their world, and direct their future. Enderlin Area Schools take pride in their school and community. For up-to-date information, go online to enderlin.k12.nd.us. Good luck to the Eagles participating in all activities throughout the year. Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley school districts in Page and Fingal, North Dakota. If you're interested in an ag loan, real estate, consumer, commercial, or HELOC, give Dwight a call at either branch location. Reach out to Janine about investing in a certificate of deposit or save by opening a money market account. Proudly supporting the Maple River Raiders and wishing the athletes and coaches a successful year. Hometown Community Bank is an equal housing lender and member of the FDIC.
As we quickly take a look at the first half numbers, Maple River, it is ground and pound, the definition of it. 30 attempts, 248 yards. So far, they have yet to throw an actual pass. Silling with 189 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, has the hat trick on 19 attempts. Preston Downs, 5 carries, 29 yards. Carter Bosch, 4 for 24, and Anderson has 2 for 6. 5, make that 3 penalties for 15 yards, kicking out of bounds, no turnovers for Maple River. On the opposite side, it's all through the air for the Enderlin Eagles. So far, 5 attempts for -9 yards, 59 yards passing. Adargo, 7 of 12 for 59 yards and 1 INT, 50 yards total. Carson Gruba, 6 catches for 51. Simbira, 1 catch for 8 yards. Enderlin, 0 penalties, 1 turnover. That was a pick. Wisniewski able to handle that one there. 8 points in the first half by Maple River, 16 in the second. Goose eggs across the board for the Enderlin Eagles. Biggest takeaway here, Hoots, before we take a look at some of your out-of-town scores here tonight?
I think it's the persistence of the run game, no matter what the down and distance is for Maple River. They are virtually unwilling to throw the ball except for those 2 you can't even call them pass attempts, but they were designed to be passes. But I think, the combination of receivers not really getting open and the offensive line being a much better run-blocking crew than pass-blocking crew, you might as well just keep hammering it.
And as we take a look at your out-of-town scores, let's go with some 9-man scores. An interesting one out west. Linton HMB, Strasburg, Zeeland, Central McLean. The Lions lead 24-8 at the half. Linton HMB, Strasburg, Zeeland. That's 4 versus 5 in the state. Griggs Makota all over Tri-State, 30-0. That game is just more so for a win and a loss. Nothing for postseason positioning on the line there. Some other scores. Interesting one down in Wymer. Hankinson 8, Wymer Lidgerwood 8. With a minute left to play in the second quarter. LLM all over Sargent County, 46-0 late in that one. And how about this up north, almost north of the border? North Border down by 2 at the half against Cavalier, 16-14. Cavalier needs to win that one to try to make the postseason. Those are some of your out-of-town scores here in 9-man football. As we take a look at 1A and 2A, we got an interesting one in 2A right now as the Wahpeton Huskies and Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders at the half. It's Wahpeton over number 1 and unbeaten Red River, 14-12 in AA football. Jamestown over St. Mary's, 7-0. Valley City up by 14 over Wofford City at the half. The Horace Hawks are flying high against Devils Lake, 42-0. That is a final, and Central and South tied up at 24 apiece late in the fourth quarter. That is a look at some of your scores here across 9-man football here, Hoots. Anything stand out to you, particularly with Hankinson and Wymer Lidgerwood?
I think Wymer's a better team, but that is one of the fiercest rivalries in North Dakota.
Mm-hmm. Homecoming for the Warbirds as well.
Interesting choice. I think Strangy hates homecoming more than I do, and I despise it. But he's talked many, many times that it doesn't really matter what the records are coming into that game. And I've stressed out about it as an opposing coach, waiting for scores from that rivalry in the last game of the year, just awaiting that for playoff results. Throw out the records. Doesn't really matter. They're going to play their hearts out in this game, and they know they have a home playoff game for the winner of that one.
Northern Cass, Ellendale Edgeley Column. That game is on yourliveevent.com. EEK leads 14-6 midway through the second quarter of play. Some other scores: Kindred all over Thompson, 28-0. Central Cass Oaks. The last time they played in Oaks, there was 13 turnovers, for crying out loud, 2 years ago. It's 21-0, so not probably as many turnovers. That was a rainy night, by the way, a couple of years ago down in Oaks. Lisbon, Hillsborough, Central Valley Broncos lead it by 1 late in that one. And Carrington over Rugby, 21-6. That's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard here. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, second half action is around the corner. Maple River so far, a Silling 5-yard rushing touchdown, a Silling 2-point conversion, a Silling 17-yard rushing touchdown, and a Silling 44-yard rushing touchdown. Dows then with two-point conversions. Back after this second half action in Hope. It's Nine-Man Football on YourLiveEvent.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip, while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
High school football here tonight at Hope. Well, if you're the Enderlin Eagles, still got 24 minutes of play. If you're the Maple River Raiders here, how quickly can you get a stop and a score? Because 30 points is, again, running time to start the second half. So as we come into this one, Hoots, you got to look at it from two perspectives, right? If you're Enderlin, obviously you've had success throwing the football. It's just giving Orion a little time to throw the ball, because once he's thrown the ball, they found receivers. On the opposite side, if you're Maple River, don't look at the score. Keep the pedal to the metal down, and how quickly can you get up by 30, because that just minimizes the game moving forward.
Yeah, I think if you're Maple River, you're probably going to try to bring some pressure right away, because every time they've brought pressure, bad decisions have been made and good outcomes have happened for the Raiders. So I would guess they're probably going to not rely on that three-man pressure they did early on, which resulted in drives being made by Enderlin, and every time they kind of brought that fourth guy from a random spot, good things have been happening.
As the Maple River Raiders, with Charlie McCullough here, the freshman will put the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. Football game getting underway just after 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for tuning in to high school football here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller alongside Nathan Hoots and Joey Hughes here. And we'll see what happens for the second half of football. Enderlin still again with playoff aspirations, as well with Maple River. The Eagles with work to do in front of them. Well, if you're Maple River again, you feel like you're one good stop, one good offensive possession from maybe putting this game a little too far out of reach. But we'll see what happens here. Ball goes up on the 40-yard line. A fresh 12 minutes of high school football here in Hope. This is a great kick, end over end. That's going to go all the way and bounce and take a hop to about the 18-yard line. A chance here for the Enderlin Eagles as they will handle it to the near side and the boundary, and eventually getting taken on a bounce around the 30-yard line. Here for Enderlin is Simbira on the return.
Definitely like to see that ball caught in the air instead of trying to short hop that like a first baseman over there. But you know, you just seem to get that momentum moving forward, and as soon as you have to wait for it to hop, everybody's coming at you 100 miles an hour and you're standing still, and usually good things do not happen.
If you're Enderlin, first possession of the half, fifth of the game, find something positive here if you're the Eagles. We've seen them move the ball against this Maple River defense at different times so far, but now it's about finding ways to get in the end zone on top of it. Dargo will come out here as he got Schlecht to the right-handed side here for Nolan. Twins both left and right. They roll the pocket. Dargo steps up, fires. Here's a deep ball down the field. This one's going to be incomplete at the 40-yard line, going for Carson Gruba on the outside.
That was a real nice pass coverage there. Good little route. You know, they've run that bubble all game long, and then they countered that bubble on the first play, trying to run that wheel route, and good coverage. Man-to-man's a little easier when you're going against a wheel if you get off of that first 5 yards clean, and did a good job of making contact, but not illegal contact.
Dow's on the coverage there for Maple River, as Enderlin will see it. Two wide receivers to the near sideline with Chamberlain, the tight end, in the slot on the near boundary. And then you have Jacob Simbira at the number. Shotgun again for Dargo. Dargo with time wide again. Dargo, they had a 10-yard out pattern, and he had one, if not two, players potentially on the outside with Gabe Gruba and then Carson Gruba on the far sideline. Hoots, and if you're Dargo, you'd like that ball back, as he had a chance at both of them, but instead makes it 3rd down and 10.
I just can't get over watching both of those Grubas run back simultaneously, looking identical. They have the exact same running gait.
So 3rd and 10. If you're Maple River, you got a chance to get off the field. If you're Enderlin, you feel like you're just one step away from getting a big hitter here against this Raider defense. See if Maple River brings some pressure. Stilling looking to bring it on the outside here with Jonah Thompson as well. As the motion with Schlecht to left-hand side. Dargo going to roll away from Silling, but here comes T. Throw across the body, incomplete. Might have been looking for Schlecht, but regardless, it'll be incomplete and make it 4th down and 10.
Interesting. I didn't see any receiver in that general area. Did you?
You had Schlecht. Schlecht was the running back trying to block,
Got it.
And I think Dargo just was trying to get rid of the football. But in fairness, Hoots, he was about a good 5 yards away from the ball.
Okay. Didn't see him, so thank you for that clarification.
You got
good pressure once again, though.
You got just screened across the far side. That's what you got.
Yeah.
We just don't want you to get run into. That's the main thing.
I've avoided 3 collisions in one half. I'm ready for anything.
How was elementary basketball? Was there any collisions there?
No, thankfully. I feel like I'd win that collision, though.
Enderlin will come out here. There's a high end-over-end spiraling punt at the 40. Takes the eagle roll past the 30, and that'll be down at about the 28-yard line. So a good job on flipping the field. A 40-yard punt here for the Enderlin Eagles, and it'll be 1st down and 10 for Maple River. First punt of the game for either club comes in the 3rd quarter.
It's an interesting stat when you have 0 points on the board. But, you know, Ender, like you said, they've moved the ball, put themselves in positions to be able to go for it on those 4th downs, as well as a couple turnovers.
We'll keep you apprised of other games going on once they come final as well here tonight. Later on in our post-match show, what we'll chat about will be the particulars here this evening on yourliveevent.com, in just terms of the final stat line, what the postseason bracket will look like. That and more coming up. So for the Maple River Raiders, their first possession of the 2nd half. They come out in the wishbone here with Silling under center. T's going to hand this ball off. Dargo's going to get the tackle, and Enderlin trying to rip the football away eventually from Preston Dowes, but Preston able to hold on to that one. Makes it now about a yard on the gain, and 2nd and long upcoming.
You can see, I'm guessing at halftime they talked about a couple things: taking shots on offense, trying to hit a big one right away, and then, you know, punching at the ball. There were a lot of guys that were yanking and pulling at that ball. And, you know, Preston's had a couple fumbles. He had one earlier today, had a couple weeks ago against Mayville on kick returns. So this will be a good test for him to hold on to the ball this 2nd half.
And one thing I'll say, Hoots, is the 4 games we've done up in Hope this year, I can't remember Old Glory there in the corner ever really blowing too much. It has been picturesque football for all 4 games here in Hope this season.
It really has. It's been beautiful the entire fall.
2nd down upcoming. Some folks might say it just feels like summer with an extra month here with September into October. Silling gonna keep it. T. Silling gets the 30-yard line, breaks not 1 but 2 tackles, and Silling finally gets taken out at about the 37. Eventually, you had a couple of Eagles with a pair of Grubas in on the tackle, but not before Silling makes his way to about the 37-yard line upcoming here for Maple River.
I really like how as the year's gone on, and most teams do this, your playbook diversifies, but their running game has really, expanded throughout the season. Now you're seeing that fake jet, kind of that follow, slow counter. They've added in the quarterback power out of different formations, just giving teams a bunch of different looks. You kind of know what's coming, but it's just a matter of giving them a couple different looks eye candy-wise before they actually run the football.
And if you're the Maple River Raiders, you're in by no means any rush with where the football is currently right now and the score. Silling play action, good pursuit by Chamberlain. Eventually Silling, though, somehow drives the pile past the 40 to the 42-yard line for a gain of 5, 21 carries for 201 yards, and also something to make note of here for Enderlin on the back left of the helmet. They're wearing number 3 as well in honor of Luke Wall. Pretty cool with the emblem here. Hoots to have that decal on these helmets here for the Enderlin Eagles.
Good catch. I hadn't noticed that yet. That is quite cool. It's any way you can show your community how much that person meant to you. Just a little number 3 just like that, it goes a long ways. As
we'll have a 1st and 10 here for Maple River, and very similar, Hoots, to what they did in the first half, right? You get to 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable, you move the chains, and you can take about another 30 seconds off the clock before you need to hike it. Here as T. Silling sees the motion man go left to right. A little bit of a high snap. Silling will handle it here. Good job by tackling it again for Enderlin. But if you were the Navy, Army, and you're talking about the option, this is what you've done, right? 3, 4, 5 yards, another 5 yards, a big play, 3 yards, and it's just on repeat. And it just feels like you just can't, so to speak, break the dam, if you will, if you're Enderlin, to finally just pull through a 3, 5, 6 yard rush.
I agree with you for the Raiders. But have you seen Army and Navy this year? They do throw the football, which for the first time gives you a little bit of hope that maybe they're good.
Hey, I want the Service Academy just to make an onslaught of the college football playoff. Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's get the 3 horsemen back and see what happens, as we'll make it a wishbone formation. Maple River at the 45. This one goes to Dowse, and Dowse is going to get taken down. But again, a healthy yard of 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, just slowly keep just churning the ball. I'd give the ball to Anderson and Dowse every single time now. I think the game, if you're a Raider coach, you're not saying the game's over.
Yep.
But you maybe want to minimize the amount of
possessions.
Minimize the amount of snaps, minimize the possessions, minimize the amount of times that Mr. Silling's got to take all those blows.
Well, there's already been 4.5 minutes and counting right now off this City of Hope scoreboard in the 3rd quarter, and there is only 8 possessions combined in the first half. So far, this is the first possession here of the second half. Pitch play goes out to Dowse. Chamberlain pursuing him, and Chamberlain's going to throw him out of bounds. There does come a flag. Currently, Dowse is about a yard short, barring the penalty at the 46-yard line.
Can't tell if he's short. I'm going to try to get a better angle, but I'm guessing we're coming backward anyway.
He's short of the first down. It's going to be a hold on Maple River is what the indication is. So you can either decline it and make it a 4th and 1, or accept it and make it, 3rd and plus. 3rd and probably 10, 11 from where the spot was.
Definitely got to move him back here.
Well, we saw Enderlin one time on a 3rd and 15 after a holding penalty. Silling rushed for 18 yards on the perimeter. That's when Carter Bosch was still in the game. How has the defense changed here? I should say the offense, who's changed since Bosch has been taken out of the game here for Maple River.
I think the combination of that plus, the idea of knowing what Maple River's going to want to do. Keep the ball in between the numbers. You're focusing everybody on 9 and making sure that you got to punch at the ball every single time. You know what's coming. It's just a matter of whether or not you can stop it.
And the Raiders will need about the Enderlin 48 for a first down handoff. This one goes to Dowse. Dowse gets the 40-yard line, makes a man miss the 45, and drags the Eagle with him. This will go to about the 48-yard line. Look out for the light pole. That's why they got padding on it at the 50 as well. It'll be about a gain of 8. Maybe make it 9 on the play for Dowse.
Almost feels like how close they are. The old NFL uprights that are in the at the beginning of the end zone, on the end line there, or rather than on the end line. So that's kind of it's a tough spot, but you obviously got to light the field. So.
If we're playing rugby, Hoots, you wouldn't have anything there. You just have the pole.
Well, they're tougher than we are, so
they don't need pads.
No.
Here's a 4th down. Do you punt or do you go for it? with how your defense has been playing ball at midfield.
You're going for it.
All right, 4th and 3 upcoming here. The Hoots Analytics says go for it. They need the 48-yard line.
I didn't have a book. It was all gut feelings.
We'll talk about our marketing plan for Hoots Analytics moving forward. Here's a motion man going left to right to the near sideline here as Maple River will handle off to Dowse. Dowse gets the 50, and coming in on the tackle will be about a gain of 1, but number 1, Nolan Schlecht, able to bring him down, and it's a turnover on Dowse.
Hey, little things like that can lead to positive momentum. You get a stop or a turnover, maybe you look to try to take a shot again here. All these DBs got to be ready for something to go real deep here, I would guess.
Enderlin just feels like we're close, right? You're running up the hill, it's icy, you're close, and then all of a sudden you slip. All of a sudden you run up the hill again, you're getting close, just can't get there. If they can get over the hill here, Hoots, we'll see what happens, because this has that feeling of Sargent County kind of all over again a little bit in terms of if just one positive play happens for the team in white.
Yeah, they need something good here to happen if you're Enderlin.
2 wide receivers near sideline, 1 to the right. Maple River, they're going to bring 4. Adargo steps up, fires, throws, looking for Gruba. Carson Gruba, nearly caught it at the 23-yard line. A little bit of a back shoulder play there. Gruba had to stop for a second, and then when he spun around to try to grab the football, hit his shoulder pad, makes it 2nd and 10.
I've been impressed. Preston Dow's done a nice job. After the first couple of possessions, where Gruba got, 4 or 5 catches early on. He's done a real nice job. Essentially, as long as it's been a long developing route, he's been fine. Any type of short area quickness, 5-yard outs, little short bubbles, that's kind of where Gruba has the advantage.
It's been complete opposites if you're an offensive coordinator here tonight. Enderlin, chuck the pigskin. If you're Maple River, run it. That's what the game plan has been for the majority of the game for both of these teams. Adargo comes across the middle, trying to run a little mesh play with Chamberlain and also with him as well with Gruba. And Adargo just couldn't find Chamberlain. If he does, there's a first down and maybe more. Instead, makes it an incomplete pass. 0 for 5 so far in the second half for Adargo.
That's one of the first ones where he's made an uncomfortable play in the pocket, felt uncomfortable in the pocket. It hasn't been terribly often. They got there quickly in a hurry on, with that defensive line pressure.
3rd down upcoming here for the Enderlin Eagles. They will need the Raider about 40-yard line for a first. Enderlin quickly gets to the line here in those all-white uniforms as they hustle up. 1 wide receiver split out either side. We'll see if they take the shot to Carson here or possibly go to Gabe as they will handle it in the gun formation for Orion. Orion has some time, little out pattern. This one is going to be almost complete to Carson Gruba. They ran a 15-yard out. Gruba gave it all he had, but just over the outstretched arms makes it 4th and 10.
And he had an opportunity, and it looked like Dow's might have slipped a bit on the cut. So if a better throw maybe hits him in the hands, he's probably going for 2 after this play.
And if you're Enderlin, right, you feel like you've had the chances. They've been there. It just hasn't been capitalized upon as what Maple River's couple chances have been. Hoots, that's really been the difference maker. You get 1 or 2 completions to Gruba here, all of a sudden we're talking about maybe them being in the end zone.
Yeah, we talked earlier about the margins of how close it's been. We got safeties in the game right now.
As right now they're trying to bracket Gruba. This one's going to be a deep shot down the field. It's going to be at the 10-yard line and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jacob Simbiria. You couldn't have thrown it any better if you're Adargo. That was about a 40-yard completion and a 1st and goal opportunity. Instead, it's a turnover on downs.
Sometimes playing a safety over the top isn't a terrible thing, and he made a real good play on the ball there. The DB was beat, but the DB also knew that he had safety help. So, if you get beat, you got a guy behind you to help you out. You're going to breathe a little easier. And that was a real good play by Trent Warren.
And that's one of the times that I think we've seen a little more almost zone there, Hoots. We don't really talk too much about Larry Fontaine, but where the backers were compared to where the defensive back, it kind of was you're putting layers defensively, and you're saying if you're going to throw the perfect ball, then we'll tip your cap to it. If not, to your point, you got help on the back end.
Yeah, it makes your DBs feel a lot more comfortable when there's, hey, if I miss, it's not a touchdown.
1st down and 10 after the turnover on downs here. It's a bobsled play for Silling trying to get to the outside. Good pursuit by Enderlin, and the Enderlin Eagles with a tackle for a loss. Jeremy Bartholomew, the freshman's been making plays. He is an ankle tackler. so far here for Bartholomew, and that's going to be a loss of about 6.
That kid understands, physical limitations does not mean you cannot be a good football player. I've coached a lot of kids that are, tiny, but they got a big heart and they're willing to hit kids with reckless abandon, and they do it properly. You have to understand you can't take those guys down by even the waist. It's not going to work.
What he reminds me of is what my dad would call little kids ankle biters, right? And I mean that in the nicest way because they're always around your ankles and you're always tripping over them. That's what he's been able to do so far here against Silling.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. He clearly was told during the week, if you try, you will end up with your teeth in the ground.
2nd and 16. We haven't said that too often here for an Enderlin defense against Maple River. Speed option play. Silling pushing his own man, but Silling only gets 1. And again, the Eagles, they've been able to at least stay within their lanes, not buy this little bit of eye candy here, Hoots. And all of a sudden now it's 3rd down, and you feel like momentum is going on Enderlin's side. It's just a matter of can they score here against this Raiders defense.
That's right. And the relationship, the pitch relationship between the quarterback and that pitch man is extremely important. T. Silling and Carter Bosch have a nice pitch relationship. Carter can hang out with him. You kind of want to be about that 3 yards away, mirroring every movement that he makes. Preston Dow's got a little too wide there, and I think T realized that, ended up cutting it inside, even though I think he wanted to make that pitch.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining here in this second half. Enderlin looking to get off the field, maybe force a turnover. That would be the second one. Maple River, where will they go? They'll keep it with Silling, and Silling gets met right in the gap, and he gets taken down. Silling able to get nowhere on the play as the Enderlin Eagles coming there with Lule there to make the tackle.
Looks like bring in punt unit out, get the first punt of the day. Probably a good idea. I don't know how many plays they have in the book right now that are going to get them 15 yards. Enderlin's done a real nice job overall. They've had a couple hiccups, but overall they've done a nice job bottling up this offense.
I mean, interesting team again. 4 seniors that they will lose this year, but then you take a look at what next year brings, and we'll see what the football plan is. I believe, Hoots, it's supposed to go back to 4 regions, but we'll have to make it official once the Dakota Bowl is over. Is that what you've been hearing so far?
That's my understanding. It'll be more like the November, December timeline to finalize all that.
As it'll be a 4th down upcoming here as Maple River will look to punt for their first time tonight. And there's a high kick. This one will take a bounce and take a Raider bounce past the 30 to about the 26. So back-to-back punts here in Hope in 9-man football. And if you're the Enderlin Eagles, get another chance. So far, a punt and turnover on downs. Maple River, turnover on downs and punt. 7th possession of the game, the 3rd in the quarter here for the Eagles.
And, if you're Maple River, I don't know if you'd necessarily be thrilled, but you'd be satisfied with a 24-0 win. Right now, if they could just play them to a draw the rest of the game, to use your soccer analogies that you used earlier, if they can just play them to a draw the rest of the way, they'll probably be happy. Hey, let's get to next week and see who we have to play in the first round of the playoffs. Sorry, get to play in the first round of the playoffs.
There you go. Who knows what's going to happen? There's still enough time. Enderlin's feeling like, hey, what about us? We still got a chance to make the playoffs here, but they got to get some things going with Adargo. Adargo has all the time in the world. There's a ball down the field. Oh, that's caught in Gruba. Carson Gruba with the spin move. Carson Gruba with a house call. And the Eagles, just like that, yes, sir, are flying high. It's a 73-yard pitch and catch, and Enderlin's saying we're not out of this one yet.
That is just the bolt of lightning that they needed. There's a lot of people that are excited over on that sideline now, and they've realized that, hey, we have been real close all game long. That might be just what we needed.
That's a large play upcoming here for the Enderlin Eagles as they will have a 2-point conversion upcoming. And as we alluded to against the Sargent County game, you just felt like the Bulldogs needed something positive to go their way against this Raider defense. And just like that, Enderlin able to spark one on the 7th catch here by Carson Gruba. Gruba now with 110 yards receiving. We'll have to redo that math after the big 73-yard play. 2-point conversion of Dargo going to the outside. 2-point conversion is good as well as that's the Jacobson Bureau. Back after this, the Eagles making a 2-score contest late in the 3rd quarter.
Maple Valley Public School will begin the year with the completion of the building project, which added 14,500 square feet, housing a community fitness center, gymnasium, locker rooms, and a pre-K room. This addition will significantly enhance community opportunities by providing updated equipment and facilities. Maple Valley will also launch the Best in Class for our 4-year-old program this year. The Best in Class program includes curriculum, professional development, and resources to create learning environments for pre-kindergarten students.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
On play, one scored there for the Enderlin Eagles. It started at their own 27-yard line. A 73-yard pitch and catch on the way. Ornadargo goes to Carson Gruba. Gruba with his 5th receiving touchdown of the season as well. Now with 124 yards receiving and a touchdown here, and an end-over-end kick after the 2-point conversion. You got yourself a 2-possession contest. They fake the end around. Dowse gets to the 35. A flag comes in, and we'll see what the penalty is on.
Definitely a block in the back. Coming back, they'll be starting on the 20-yard line. Just another positive momentum play here for Enderlin. They need something to flip here if you're a Raider fan.
Yeah, if you're Maple River right now, you don't want to say predictable, but that's what the offense kind of is. And now you're going to push in the back, and you're going to move them back as well. If you're Enderlin, Hoots, a 3-and-out, a turnover, you get the ball back to your offense, and we got ourselves one heck of a ball game.
And I think the mentality is going to change here. I think the Raiders' offense was more of a, hey, let's try to get a couple first downs, see if we can get 3 or 4 minutes off the clock. And now I think it's going to be, okay, we need to go down and get a score here. Let's see if the play calling changes. Maybe the mentality changes. Carter Bosch is back.
So that'll be the 5th penalty of the game. Mayport CG right now all over Richland. So with that being said, Enderlin definitely needs to win that game. Again, they could have snuck in, barring a Mayport CG loss, but right now they really need to Maple River, really needs to win this one. That's good news if you're an Enderlin fan, as Silling will bounce his way for about 2 yards here for Maple River. 26.
That was quite the contact there, but sometimes you tell those kids, if you can't quite get down low enough, you just got to take a charge. And right there, Gabe Gruba took a charge, and he got blown up, but he kept him to a 3-yard gain, 2-yard gain maybe. You just got to take him down. I don't care what you look like. And he's feeling it right now.
If you're Maple River, when do you try to throw the football? That's the question, right? Because Enderlin knows the run is coming.
Next week you try to throw.
You're saying, okay,
yeah,
so
run the football.
We'll see what happens if you're Maple River right now. 2nd down upcoming, trying to spread the field a little bit more, as the Enderlin Eagles will have a shotgun formation. Motion man going right to left. They fake it. Here's a chance for the pitch. That's going to go to Carter Bosch. Bosch gets to the boundary, 30. Bosch to the 35, and right on cue. You don't need to throw it far, but throw it smart for a gain of 17.
I think you got tackled a little wonky there on that ankle.
So Bosch gets the reception, but it's going to come at a cost. It is a 1st down, but Carter Bosch has been trying to play through injury for most of this season. The good, bad news, right? The good news, you get a 1st down, you move the chains, possibly can take this to the end of the 3rd quarter. The bad news is Carter Bosch might be done for the rest of the night after maybe just rolling that ankle one more time here, Hoots.
Yeah, he immediately came over and he's laying down. You can tell he's definitely frustrated. It's been a really hard season for him. You'd like to see him catch a break here and not twist it whenever he gets tackled.
And that's the thing. You just saw what Bosch can do and change the game right there. It wasn't anything big on a pass by Silling, but it went for 17 yards just because he got a guy in space. Silling to the outside, gets to the numbers. Silling to the 45. T. Silling nearly to the 50, and he's going to spin close to another 1st down. It looks like they'll give him 10 yards.
Yeah, seeing exactly kind of what T. Silling was doing 2 weeks ago when they played Mayville, and he started to realize, okay, this is a race against the clock. What do I have to do to make sure that clock keeps moving? A, get 1st downs. B, stay inbounds.
First down upcoming here for Maple River. First down and 10 with 1:29 remaining here in the third quarter. High school football on yourliveevent.com on the City of Hope scoreboard. 2-possession game. So far, Enderlin all 8 points in this second half. Maple River with a nice drive currently here, trying to answer that score here for the Raiders. As we alluded to, Maple River's been close from putting this game out of reach, but Enderlin just keeps hanging around right now. Makes it first down and 10, ball at the 50-yard line. Maple River I formation handoff. This one goes to the right-handed side. The Raiders going to push the pile to about the 47-yard line. Eventually, you do get a gain of a couple of yards there by the junior, Preston Dowse, for 3.
Probably looking at the last play of the quarter here and then going to the quarter with the ball right around midfield, up 2 possessions. You're looking at, just needing minimal amount of first downs to kind of ice this game away.
8:37 remaining here in quarter number 3. As you alluded to, Hoots, you pick up the first down, try to keep the clock churning away. If you don't, makes it third down upcoming here. And if you're Enderlin, got to find a way to get off the field without giving up a score to keep it at 2 possessions. Second down upcoming, little wishbone formation here. Silling gives this one to Dowse. Dowse has a crease. Dowse to the 40, and Dowse will get taken down at about the 36-yard line for a gain of 11.
That'll be a good positive play. A couple, 3 or 4 here, positive ones for Maple River to kind of just stymie this momentum, swing it back in their direction. They don't need much momentum. They just need to slow down the roll that Enderlin's on right now.
That'll be the final play of the quarter after 3. It's 24-8 Maple River, ball at the 36 of Enderlin when we come back for the final 12 minutes of regulation.
We always say we're a one-stop shop. North Star Egg is a full-service shoreline machinery dealership, so we have the 3 departments: sales, service, parts, fully staffed, have full inventory of all the parts and whole goods needed. We really value the service and the support that any traditional dealership would give you, but we specialize in shorelines. You can give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-egg.com.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Latest updated score down in Weimar-Lidgewood on homecoming night for the Warbirds. They lead it by 6 over Hankinson in the third quarter play. That game looms large. Mayport CG well in control over Richland right now. If they win, they're in the playoffs. And then this one, 24-8, you felt really good at the half to start for Maple River. Now you feeling a little more precocious or a little dangerous if you're the Enderlin Eagles here, Hoots. And like we alluded to before, as long as you get a stop here, if you're Enderlin, you get the ball right back, you can put a lot of pressure on Maple River's defense.
Exactly right. And, their defense is I gave them a B+ early. I think it's hovering near an A right now. They've done such a good job of bottling up this offense that is built on, yes, the ground and pound, but those explosive plays from Silling, and they've done a nice job of holding him down.
All 3 timeouts for both teams remaining. Kobe Wisniewski lines up to the outside. In the boundary here will be Preston Dowse, and then Damian Norrie will be almost at the Enderlin out-of-bounds line. This one will come right down the middle here for Brennan Anderson, and Anderson trying to get out of a tackle eventually does, but the forward progress was already met, and that's a good stick as Enderlin makes it 2nd and 10.
Be interesting to keep an eye on, how much of this play clock are they willing to use every possession or every play. The idea that you typically give your quarterback is as soon as you see that hand go up from that back judge, okay, now let's get into our cadence. You don't want to give away 15 seconds every single play because it may not seem like a lot, but it really, really adds up. It can be 2 to 3 minutes over a possession if you're just willing to hang out and wait for a couple more seconds.
They've already taken 3 minutes and 21 seconds off the third quarter, plus the 45 seconds here off the fourth. for Maple River. You like that for a Raider fan. Bare minimum, you're chewing out time currently in this one. If you're Enderlin, you get a 2nd and 10 defensively. Where will they go here? They bring 3. Silling gets to the outside. Adargo trying to bring him down, and there's the pursuit by the Eagles. That one rolls almost into the student section here on the far sideline up the hill as Silling able to get about 4 to 5 yards on the play, but the Eagles are moving all over the field defensively here in the second half.
That was quite the meeting between two big boys right there, and they hit. And Adargo had a better, forward momentum. I think Silling might be a little bit stronger than he is, but there was a lot of movement there going straight sideways, and then they made it about 15 yards outside of the field of play.
I got 6'1", 205, the junior Adargo against the 6'3", 200-pound senior Silling. I promise you not a boxing match, but it kind of seemed like a UFC fight in the octagon right there. 3rd down and 6 upcoming for Maple River. They need the Eagles 26 for a first down. Little jet motion option, and we have a flag coming here. Dowse has the first down, barring the penalty. Where the penalty is not normally a good thing for the offense. It's a gain of 9.
Yeah, I think it's going to come back immediately.
Well, Eagles shift here on Maple River. And Larry Fontaine has his hands up in the air going, where does the illegal shift from? Because there's only one man that went in motion in Dowse. And the coaching staff for Maple River not too thrilled right now because it takes the first down away and makes it then 3rd and 11.
So they called an illegal shift. They had Brennan Anderson, the back in the backfield, moving forward at the snap while also having a man in motion.
Okay,
but
so that'll
moving
make
forward at the snap is, or before the snap is obviously illegal unless you're in Canada.
Unless you're in the CFL. And, well, they'll have to double check on the spot here, Hoots, because they made it a 10-yard penalty. That should be a 5-yard penalty, right?
Should, yes.
So it should be a 3rd and 11, not a 3rd and 16 here as they spotted at the 42. Ball was at the 32. It should be at the 37 if we're playing the average. And now you got officials pointing, going every which way. So
I got one guy to know what he's doing.
Yep, the near side. There we go. I think we're set and ready to go. I mean, if you're Enderlin, you'll gladly take the extra 5 yards, right?
All you need is one of the 5 officials to know exactly what's going on, and that's fine.
It's 10-20 left to play here in the 4th quarter. We'll see what happens for the remainder of this one. Regardless, it takes away the first down here for Maple River. Silling gonna keep it. Silling to the 35-yard line. Silling to the 30, and Silling bringing Chamberlain with him down to the 27-yard line. A gain of 10.
You never want to say a play with 10 minutes to go in a game could be, a deal breaker, but if they can force, 4th and 8 instead of 4th and 1 right there, you're looking at a really big difference in this game. Now this is the biggest play of the game thus far.
And that'll be Chris Berman rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Yeah. T. Silling was doing on that one. And to your point, Hoots, all of a sudden, 4th down and 1, we've seen Maple River live in this area for a lot of the game. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1 here. That definitely changes the complexion here on a 4th and short.
Bobsled time?
I think you might see a bobsled time. Might you go the fullback trap? Maybe a pitch play to Dowse. We'll see. You got options everywhere. There's the pitch. Dowse at the 30. Dowse trying to get the first down. Put his foot in the ground. Past the 25 and taken to the 23-yard line.
Really good job there by Dowse. You think probably earlier in the game he tries to stretch that out and try to hit a home run. Instead, he saw a single and went and hit it and got the first down. So great job understanding the situation there.
Maple River has done an awfully nice job on the clock regardless if they don't score again. 3 minutes and 21 seconds were left in the 3rd quarter when they took over, and this one is nearing the 9-minute mark.
Yeah, like I said, I think you've noticed they're waiting for that back judge to put his hand up before we get into the cadence, and they're taking their time in and out of the huddle. They are a very, very good football team playing from ahead.
Maple River trying to make another season in which they would make the playoffs here for their 3rd year of the co-op. Enderlin looking for the first time by themselves since the turn of the century. This one will spin to the outside. Silling trying to stay in bounds. Gets taken down at about the 20 for a gain of 3.
They're going to say he stayed in bounds. That'll be another 35 seconds saved.
Talk about the Maple River Co-op here under Larry Fontaine. 3 years here, Hoots. 2 years ago, making it to the playoffs, a plus 500 season last year. The Hankinson game eventually became the game that took them out of the playoffs, but they were 1 game away. And then this year, they've fought through some injuries and everything else, but a win here tonight would try to get them to 4-4 and a chance to host a playoff game here on Saturday of next week.
Yeah, it's been a rousing success when you talk about making the playoffs 2 out of the 3 years, and in the 1 year you didn't make it, you had an above 500 record. In a very, very competitive area of the state when it comes to 9-man football.
2nd down and 7, wishbone formation. Silling goes under center again. This one will be head off to Dowse, has kind of had the workman-like effort, and there goes Dowse. Dowse gets to 10, Dowse to 5, and Dowse with a house call. 20 yards on the score. Dowse, 13 carries, 83 yards, and add that man a rushing touchdown.
You know, you'd like to take a couple more minutes off the clock, but if you're a Raider fan, you're taking a big sigh of relief knowing, hey, we have stretched this baby back out to 3 scores. And, when you've only given up 1 score in 3.5 quarters, you got to feel pretty confident right now.
That was a really nice drive for the Maple River Raiders, able to take time off and capitalize on a touchdown here, 30-8. We did see Enderlin score on 1 play from the last possession, so you got to keep that in your back pocket. And also, Enderlin has all 3 timeouts remaining. But as Nathan Hooch just said, you get the 1 touchdown back that Enderlin scored in the 3rd quarter, back here in the 4th, and a 2-point opportunity.
And that was a 7-ish minute drive right there.
You got it.
That was exactly what the doctor ordered.
As you have Silling will handle it here. This time they aren't able to get that reverse to the end around and eventually gets taken down. The 2-point conversion is no good, but a new score on our City Hope scoreboard. Maple River, after a 7-minute, 41-yard drive, takes it in for a 20-yard touchdown by Dowse on the score. We're back after this here in Hope.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Final in 3A football, Bismarck High over Bismarck Legacy, 34-26. That game has gone final. We'll keep you apprised of some other scores going on throughout the night as well. There's an end-over-end kick. Enderlin will take it at the 25-yard line. The Eagles get to about the 38-yard line, and that's where they'll start the drive here for the Enderlin Eagles. Maple River able to answer with a touchdown drive of their own. This will be the 8th possession, first one of the 4th quarter here for Enderlin. And Hoots, what's the strategy here for Coach Kevin Murphy and the Enderlin Eagles?
Throw it as far as you possibly can to number 11 and see what happens.
I like it. Short, sweet, and to the point. What's the one thing here, too, as we alluded to, 4 seniors here for Enderlin, but they're bringing back a good core next year here in Hoots.
Their skill position guys are very talented. And another year in the same offense under the same coach, yeah, I think they could be a team that could be knocking on the door of the playoffs next year.
Warbirds lead Hankinson 20-14 in the 3rd quarter down in Wymer. Here's Adargo. Adargo steps up, fires, throws, looking down the field, and this one's going to be batted away. They were looking for Carson Gruba, and Trent Warren put the right mitt on it and batted it at the last second.
I'm going to have to tell him maybe try putting 2 hands up and see what happens. Maybe he'll catch that one. Kid's a good athlete, and he's starting to realize that his hands are really, really important when it comes. Even if you get beat just a little bit, you can use your hands, rake down. He had a big play against Mayville in the back corner of the end zone 2 weeks ago. Made a big play here tonight. That was a good pass deflection. I think Adargo would like that one back. The way he threw that one, it didn't come out of his hands very good. But, he's got guys open.
Mayport CG going to the fourth quarter leads 39-0 over the Richland Colts. There's an odd score for you, Hoots, in terms of the odd score in 9-man football. Adargo here steps up, fires, goes to the out pattern. That one's going to be complete at the 50, and nice catch for a gain of about 15. First down, Enderlin.
You know, I think Mr. Gruba would have been a fan favorite of Tom Brady, the short, quick slot receiver that can get open against anybody. He had 8 yards of separation there on a 10-yard route.
Yeah, Welker, Edelman, anybody that you can. Danny Amendola, that sounds like a Boston name. First down and 10, 49-yard line.
Say it with the right accent.
Yeah, there you go. First down and 10 here for Adargo. If you're the Enderlin Eagles, quickly get to line, looking for Carson Gruba yet again. Deep ball down the field. This is going to be nearly intercepted by Warren. Give that man Stickum. Instead, it makes it now 2nd and 10. Is that legal in high school, by the way? Stickum?
If you get caught, probably not. You know, I think his feet kind of just got tangled up right at the end and didn't allow him to have a center of gravity, you know, great. But he was in good coverage. That's a really good start.
It's the movie Little Giants, right? At the very end where the guy's got Stickum and he's going back and forth with his jersey. That's kind of what you want if you're Warren. On the opposite side, if you're Enderlin, how many more times do you keep chucking it to Carson Gruba? I'd be out of breath on that man. How many times he's been running up and back down the field here
like
offensively.
The receivers from Mayville a couple of weeks ago, they were just running 40-yard sprints all game.
2nd down and 10 upcoming for Adargo here. Adargo looking to the outside. That one's going to be off the hands of Chamberlain to make it now 3rd down and 10. But again, Enderlin's been a big play offense through the air, and when you're down by 22, those are the plays you need, Hoots. If it stops the clock, so be it. You're just looking for big, explosive has been the term that's been used in football here the last couple years. You're looking for explosive plays offensively.
That's exactly right, and I think Gruba got his little break that you were talking about. He took about a 1-yard, I called that a stop route. When my guy had been running too many long routes, we just ran a stop route, and he would pretend like he was about to catch the ball in a bubble.
3rd down and 10 upcoming for the Eagles. Maple River, they're going to bring 4. They run a little stunt on the inside. Adargo pitches it to the outside, incomplete over the outstretched hands of Jacob Simbura.
That's a big-time throw right there. That you talk about a college quarterback being able to make a throw from one hash to the opposite side of the field on an out, and he threw that, you know, wasn't on a line perfectly, but he's also probably 16 years old. He's got quite the arm talent.
4th down and 10 here, and we're going to have to see the arm one more time for a good completion. If you're Maple River, you got to stop here, Hoots. Not going to say it's officially ball game, but it'd be awfully tough for Enderlin to come back if you can't get the first down here.
I'd like to see like 5 or 6 man pressure here and just play man-to-man across the board, bring everybody that doesn't have a receiver responsibility.
Orion here. They're going to bring 4. Adargo catch, and that's going to be out. What a play on the outside by Carson Gruba. Couldn't have done it any better for 14 yards on a little out pattern.
Good throw, great route. Great hands. That was really well done. He, you know, was well defended. You know, T. Silling got good pressure right up the middle. There's a lot of good things from both sides of the field right there.
Over 161 yards passing here for Adargo, and nearly all of it has gone to one man, Carson Gruba. 9 catches, $153, and a touchdown. Simbira with the other catch of 8 yards. It's a 1st and 10. You get out of bounds, you stop the clock. That's better yet if you're an Enderlin fan. And now you want the home run play. Shotgun formation. Adargo with a big throw down the field. That's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Carson Gruba.
Once again, good defense over the top. You had, you know, a man kind of underneath, a man over the top. Good pressure, though, by the defensive line to force the throw a little earlier, I think, than he wanted to.
So far on the game, you had 10 of 26 here for Adargo. Just 3 completions in this second half. But Enderlin with the football here still has a chance on this 2024 season. 2nd down and 10 upcoming here in the 4th quarter. Make sure you stay tuned with us. Once we get to our post-game show, we'll hear from the victorious players, let you know all the scores, and try to give you as much of the 9-man playoff bracket as we know it on across the state of North Dakota. We know one thing. Griggs Makota and Lemoore Litchfield, they are going as the region champs of 1 and 2 respectively. Here's Adargo, steps up. Adargo's going to get about a half yard, but Jonah Thompson, I haven't seen his name as much in the first half, but makes a good tackle there for about a gain of 1.
I think he might have got twisted up a little on his knee there. He's grabbing his left knee a bit. We'll see how mobile he is on this next play.
3rd down upcoming. That was the first rush of the second half for the Enderlin Eagles. Makes it now 3rd down and a long 9.5 about upcoming for Enderlin. Here are some of the coaches from the Enderlin Eagles sideline saying, we got to go. Got to quickly get to line, get set, and give Orion another chance to fire and throw. There's the fire, there's the throw, there's the completion at the 30. Gruba evades a tackle. Look at the man juke, and Gruba's down at the 18-yard line. Oh, that man's got dancing shoes on. That's a gain of 16.
It's just that the out pattern. If they have any type of an out and up, I think the Raider DBs are going to bite hard and have an easy throw over the top. You're probably not using it at the 18-yard line here, but something to look forward maybe upcoming.
Kevin Bacon has no moves compared to Carson Gruba here on some footloose. There's it out to the outside. Gruba into the end zone. This is going to be incomplete, but was there contact? They're going to say no flag, and from our advantage point here, they were actually looking for Simbira. That might have been a little too early. Regardless, it's now 2nd and 10.
I would have to agree with your assessment from up there. I won't say it was pass interference, but he certainly made contact before the ball got there.
And that would be definition.
I'm not defining anything here.
Okay. I was going to say, is that definition of pass interference, of a hold, illegal contact? Where are we going in high school football?
It would be pass interference. Yes.
2nd down and 10 upcoming. 5:40 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Enderlin knocking on the door here, trying to get in the end zone for the 2nd time, and more importantly, make it a 2-score game. They still, again, have all 3 of their timeouts. Here's a chance of Dargo running the exact same play to the outside. And there might have been a little hold if you're an Enderlin Eagle fan on the outside, which Nevsky, again, going one-on-one with Simbira. Simbira essentially running, would you call it a stick nod there, Hoots, or what was that particular route? We've seen it once but twice here for Simbira.
We just made it simple and called it a post corner.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's the same thing, and he kind of got his, the thing they always zoom in on in the NFL is did that DB put his hand on the hip and turn him a little bit when he was getting out of his break? I would have to say yes, but, Simbiro didn't do a great job of continuing his route after the contact was made.
And here's the thing. If you're in a hold and they don't call it, you're obviously going to continue to do it throughout the game, right?
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing. If you're officials, if you don't call it in the 1st quarter, don't call it in the 4th quarter.
That's right.
Keep it consistent. Adargo, what a pump fake. Has some green grass in front of him at the 15. Adargo makes his way to the 10, and that's going to be awfully close for the gain to go, but he's going to be a yard short. Here makes it 4th down and 1, however.
That's a good job of identifying and not just throwing up a Hail Mary prayer and just trying to do something, get on the ground, and maybe get that 1st down. Big play here.
5:10 remaining here, essentially 4th in the ball game upcoming for the Enderlin Eagles. They need a yard, but they really haven't ran the football here tonight. The one time they did earlier in the game, they got stuck by about a half yard. It's a similar situation. 4th and a yard. Adargo in the gun. One wide receiver split out either side. They roll the pocket, coming across on the post. This is going to be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Enderlin. Carson Gruba. Oh, what a play. A deep crossing pattern for 10 yards, and the Eagles cut this deficit down to 2 scores.
That was such a fantastic throw. Rolling to his right, off his back foot, through kind of a, Brett Favre is the word that comes to mind, I guess. That throw across his body. You don't want to roll right and throw back to your left, but you can take more chances on 4th down, especially when you're down 3 scores. But that was a great route as well.
Carson Gruba gave it everything and some there. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the contest. He's got 179 yards on 11 reception. This one's going to be incomplete on the 2-point conversion, but the Eagles got it to 2 scores. It's now 30-14, under 5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter.
I love my decision. I love the smallness of it and how close everyone is. Some of my other friends went to a 4-year school, and I'm going to be done before them, even with 2 degrees and for a lot less money. My name's Casey, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Every time I go to a meeting, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Down in Weimar, it's the Weimar-Lidgerwood Warbirds 20, Hankinson Pirates 14 in the fourth quarter play. Linton HMB all over Central McLean, 38-14 in the fourth quarter. Also high school football tonight, North Border over Cavalier 26-16, and North Prairie is going to clinch a playoff spot, currently up 50-8 over St. John. That's a look at some of the scores across the state. We'll keep you apprised of some more scores upcoming here later in this post game. Well, we'll see if Enderlin elects the onside kick, or do you kick it deep? Again, you got all three timeouts. If you kick it deep, you need a quick 3-and-out to get the ball back. Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots, Joey Hughes with you here. They put this one on the tee. This is going to be a quick right up the middle. It's live, and they got it! Oh, what a play by the Eagles. You couldn't have drawn up any better if you're Ethan Simbira looking like Pat McAfee on a Friday night.
That was really well done. I'm 40 yards away. I didn't think there was any way that went 10 yards, but when they spotted him past the 50, that's very well executed.
And we got ourselves a ball game. 4:44 remaining. They will have it at the plus 49 here. And all of a sudden, Hoots, Enderlin with this quick score offense. You got to get a score and a 2-point conversion, obviously, here, but you're right back on the swing of things on the positive side for Enderlin. First down and 10. Going to draw up anything better there for Ethan Simbira, who's now hiking the ball to Ardargo. Ardargo pump fake spins. Ardargo looking down the field, has a man, but that's going to be incomplete. Jacob Simbira was the intended receiver. This will be incomplete, but what a pump fake. Kind of looking like a Ben Roethlisberger there, pump fake, if you're a Dargo.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. My head was spinning to see where he was going with it, and then all of a sudden he's in the middle of the field still. That was well done.
Is there a Eagles fly like Philadelphia Eagles check? Because that's what's going through my mind right now, down for the Enderlin Eagle faithful right now, if they could get in the end zone here, Hoots.
There'd be some nervous bodies over here. That's for sure.
2nd and 10, a wide receiver on either side. Both teams playing like their playoff hopes are on the line, because simply it is Ardargo.
There's the out and up.
Going for the deep ball, looking for Gruba. This one's going to be almost intercepted and complete at the same time, as that one had a chance for Preston Dow's. Then Gruba on that double move, as you alluded to, Hoots, nearly got his hands on the football.
Yeah, and Preston Dow's did a nice job. He didn't really bite on it. It was less of a out and up, more of just a wheel route. But he did a good job not biting on it, because usually that's when they attack it. They attack, and as soon as their hips are facing the wrong way, then the receiver explodes upfield and they're wide open. Did a good job of getting a fingertip on it. I think that just threw it off and caught him in the face mask then.
3rd down and 10 here for Enderlin. After they got the onside kick, they will need about the 38-yard line here for a first. One wide receiver either side, Carson Gruba on the left, and they will have one to the right here in Jacob Simbira looking to get the hard count. And Hoots, we haven't said the hard count too many times tonight, but Enderlin gets a free 5 yards.
They did, and I think they saw, guys creeping up, getting ready to come hard off the edge, and the way you offset that speed off the edge is that hard count, and knowing that your guard, it knows the count and they don't.
7 penalties, 45 yards here on Maple River tonight. So far, a goose egg in that category when it comes to penalties and yardage for the Enderlin Eagles. But what that does goes from a 3rd and long to a 3rd and very manageable now with a wide receiver on either side. And here's the other thing, Hoots, you can't really stack 2 guys to guard 1 here in 9-man with Gruba, as they will handle it 3rd down and 5. A quick slant, Gruba, incomplete. As Gruba on the quick slant had the step, but that ball thrown just a step behind him makes it 4th and 5.
You say you can't. I say you got to figure it out how you're going to, because right now I do not care if you get 8 yards on this play, but you can't get 6 points.
And so far for Enderlin, they haven't had too much time come off the clock either here. About 18 seconds in 3 plays, and if you're Maple River, that's not something that you like from the Raider point of view, but if you're Enderlin here, 5 yards that you need for a first down to try to keep the line moving. Maple River, they'll bring 4. Ardargo gets the ball off, and Carson Gruba does it again. Carson Gruba with the 2nd catch that he makes, and he leaves it all on the field. Yeah, that guy's going to have some stains on the grass, but that's well worth it.
Tell Calvin Kraft, do not order white pants. If you're going to have guys diving all over the field like that, the moms of Enderlin are going to be working hard tonight.
It's 193 yards passing now for Ardargo. A buck so far 83 through the air on the opposite, buck 85 here for Gruba. Adargo steps up down the field. Simbura nearly came in with a basket catch at the 5-yard line. Every time Adargo throws the ball deep, Maple River fans hold their breath, and Enderlin fans are about ready to explode here on the sideline.
I think every time that he throws it the opposite direction of 11, there's a bit of a sigh of relief over here. That catch that he made on the last play wasn't even as good as the route he ran. We called that a whip route, where you fake that in and then you spin your hips and you head to the sideline. And then to make that adjustment out of the route, it wasn't a great thrown ball. To make that adjustment and catch it on the fly on 4th down, elite.
2nd down upcoming here for the Enderlin Eagles. Maple River bringing some pressure. They throw it down the field to Carson Gruba. There's the flag. And this one will be against Maple River. And that sideline for the Raiders not too happy, but where the flag would be, holding or pass interference here on the defensive back of Maple River. As the white hat here, we'll see what they bring. It will be a pass interference on the Raiders. It'll be a spot foul here and be a 1st down. All of a sudden, 8 penalties on the way for 60 yards. And taking a look at Gruba, he came in with 41 catches for 618 yards and 4 touchdowns. Well, you add the catches that he's had so far, that's 12. That's now 53 receptions. He had 618 yards. Now he's got 185, so 3 carry the 1. That's 803 yards so far on the season for Carson Gruba.
If we don't have many viewers now, I guarantee you're luring them in with your on-air math. This is great stuff.
We don't do math in high school football in your life. Well, okay, maybe other broadcasters do. We're not Troy Aikman and Joe Buck by any stretch of the imagination.
People doing the work for us.
1st down and 10, ball spotted here for the Enderlin Eagles just outside the red zone. Shotgun formation. Enderlin looking, little out pattern. That's Simbura. Simbura then gets taken down at about the 17-yard line. It's 5 yards, but if you're Maple River, you tackle him and bounce.
Yep, that is just fine. You give up all of those short ones, let that clock tick.
Simbura's 2nd catch now for a Baker's dozen in yards. 2nd down and 5 upcoming. Adargo has a chance to step up, fire throw, going to Simbura again. This one is going to be incomplete.
Do have some laundry on the field.
This will be back at the 15. And it looks like it'll be on Enderlin. As the officials are talking it over here. If this is on the Eagles, this will be their first penalty of the game. Chop block.
That's 15 yards.
That is a large penalty to make it now 2nd and 20. I think if you're Coach Fontaine, this is an easy one, right? Who it's 2nd and 20 instead of 3rd and 5?
Yeah,
I mean, if it was a 4th and 5,
yep,
maybe you decline it, but
right,
2nd and 20, I think that's an easy one.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, push them back and hope they throw a couple more out patterns that'll run some clock. But Enderlin does a really good job of communicating the play from the sideline non-verbally, and able to get up. You know, they didn't run more than probably 15 seconds off the clock after that ball was downed on the last play. That's impressive in high school football to get everybody on the same page right away. I think the play call was throw it to 8, so this one's probably throw it to 11.
So excuse me, they will handle it now. 2nd down and long. Adargo gets hit while he throws the ball. This one going in the field, in the middle. That was about a 500 as he had 2 white jerseys and 4 Army jerseys there from Maple River. That was about playing 500, makes it 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I think if he would have thrown it about 2 yards further, you know, and they would have realized, you know, the Enderlin receivers would have realized it was underthrown that far, they probably would have been able to make a play on the ball, but they kind of overran. They kind of, you know, as you say, outkick your coverage.
Yep.
But you kind of overran the throw.
37 passing attempts so far for Adargo here tonight.
So it's 37 total in the game then?
For him. And 1 for T. Selling for 38.
All right.
It brings up a third down and long upcoming here. Adargo out pattern. Gruba caught in stride. Gruba breaks a tackle at 10. Gruba to the 5. He stretches. And he's going to be short of the goal line, but they'll mark it at about the 3. That's a gain of 26 yards.
That was it was a great play. I was missed an egregious holding call on the our sideline here, but that's all right. Gotta get a stop.
200 yards receiving and change now here on the night for Gruba. Adargo looking for Gruba. Now we'll go to the near sideline. Adargo's pass going to be incomplete. The question, was he in the tackles box? As it'll be out of bounds. There was not a wide receiver there as the receivers went left and right, but nothing down the middle. Regardless, it does stop the clock and make it 2nd and goal.
Oh, it's going to be an entertaining last 3 minutes.
It has been a fun 4th quarter without question here tonight in Hope. Over 200 yards passing as well now here for Adargo, 219.
Every time they've run that little whip route on those 2-point conversions, they've had a lot of room for error by the throw. They've been so wide open. They've been kind of looking for that here.
Opportunity again for the Enderlin Eagles. This will be a run, and the run goes up the middle for a touchdown. Lule with a rushing score from 3 yards out, and the Eagles are back in business, down by 10.
The senior offensive lineman for the touchdown on his potential final regular season game.
Looking like Mike Allstott the way he's making his way through.
Now, we've talked about big plays throughout the game. It's going to take 2 onside, recoveries if you don't get this one right here. They've run that whip route, like I said, just on the last play. A couple different times now on those 2-pointers.
They got to have it to make it a 1-possession game under 3 minutes to play. Adargo looking down the far sideline now is going to pitch it. This one going to Gruba to the back pylon is incomplete. Maple River did a good job not going with the eye candy, so Maple River holds, but they give up the touchdown. It's still a 2-possession game, but Enderlin still has all 3 timeouts remaining with under 3 minutes to play here in Hope.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
So when they needed us, the call is answered.
We need to get the right protection to as many people as we can.
We need to protect as many as we can.
We will.
We don't give up. Get the right protection for your lifestyle. Go to IRIinsurance.com to get a free quote and consultation.
For the Enderlin Eagles, you started the drive with 4:44 left to play in the 4th quarter, so a lot of 4s. It's 4s wide. Regardless, they didn't take too much off the time there, Hoots, and you still got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, how long was that drive right there?
So that goes 49 yards. You started with 4 minutes and 44 seconds, and it's just under 3.
I felt like that was 10 or 12 plays. That was crazy. They're efficient with the clock.
Yep.
They're gonna if the Raiders do not recover this onside kick, this is going to be a painful last 3 minutes.
1:46 went off the clock there after they got the onside kick, as you alluded to, and that last onside kick couldn't have been drawn up any better if you're Ethan Simbura. Now, if you're Maple River, they got 1 man deep. They got 4 on the left, 4 on the right. Trying to see what's going to happen as Enderlin takes a look at the far side.
Significantly outnumber the Raiders to the Crow's Nest side.
To the near side, without question. To our camera side, we'll see if that's where Simbura goes. Simbura puts it back on the 40-yard line. Here it is. They go to the near side. It's still a live ball, but eventually pounced on by Maple River. Simbura's had some really good onside opportunities. Damian Norrie got the hand on the football that time for the Raiders.
So far, Damian Norrie has touched the ball once, and that might be the biggest play of the game for the Raiders.
2:56 remaining here in the 4th quarter. The game's not done yet. 45-yard line, Maple River, you get a couple of first downs, then it's done. If it's a 3-and-out, though, Hoots, you get the ball back to Enderlin, and all of a sudden this quick stride offense would have a chance for the Eagles.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could argue that 1 first down might end the game just
close.
Because of how much time they would end up taking off the clock. As long as it's not a first down on
first
first down,
play.
if that makes sense.
Yep.
It'd be nice if you're a Raider fan, you get it, a 3rd down turns into a first down.
Shotgun formation, Enderlin, you got to know they're coming for the ball. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men at the line trying to stymie T. Silling. Silling gets the boundary. Silling gets to the 50-yard line. There's a first down, and Silling gets taken down. That was close to maybe a horse collar, but you mentioned it, Hoots, in the first quarter. These are stretchy jerseys, so not so much a horse collar, just maybe look bad. Regardless, Silling gets 9 yards on the run.
It looked bad. The result of it was the same as a horse collar, but that jersey just stretched about an extra foot after he grabbed it. He did not get his hand inside of that shoulder pad, but it certainly looked bad.
236 yards rushing here for Silling. If you're the Raiders, that's the play that you wanted. 9 yards, not a first down on first. You keep the clock moving. After this play, if you're Enderlin, this is where you got to start worrying about timeouts and situation. But the Eagles pretty much going jailhouse blitz. They're bringing everybody at the line. They got 6 of them at the line of scrimmage here, trying to get that first man, win his battle, and get a tackle for loss. Maybe a sack. Silling through the traffic, weaving his way, spinning his way. Silling running his way, possibly for another touchdown. T. Silling on senior night, and the senior caps it off with a 46-yard rushing touchdown. $282 yards and 4 touchdowns here for Silling after the 46-yard rushing score, and the cannons go off one more time, and it's still a 2-possession game, barring the 2-point conversion.
I'd like to see him punch it in right here and pretty much put an end to any type of Eagle hope. Even though that, getting that big play there might have ended it, this would definitely be the nail in the coffin.
Silling with the 2-point conversion here if you're Enderlin. It's 2 possessions either way, so if you can get a stop here, you get the ball back offensively. If you can make a stick defensively here on the 2-point conversion. Maple Rivers run the same 2-point play. They got it the first 2 times. They haven't gotten since. So the Eagles, good news, bad news. Bad news, he gave up the score. Good news, it's still 2 possessions, and the ball's going to be back in your offense's hands with 1:50 left in the 4th quarter.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
High school football tonight here from Hope. And Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots with you here. Joey Hughes running behind the scenes, all the magic that you see on yourliveevent.com. Hoots, we were kind of saying, if you're the Enderlin Eagles, yeah, you don't want to give up a score, but only 50-some seconds come off the clock. You get the ball back offensively. You still got all 3 timeouts. That was almost not the worst thing from an Enderlin point of view, even though, yes, now you're down by 60 instead of down by 10.
Now you kind of control your own destiny. If you can score quick, you get another opportunity, the onside kick. But a lot of good things got to happen here in a hurry for White.
The Enderlin Eagles will handle it at the 25, now to the 30. They get to the outside. This is to the 35-40. Great return to about the 45-yard line, as that's going to be Crone on the far side with a good return to about the 43.
Just another young guy that's probably got a real bright future here for the Eagles. That was a real good play. He had an opportunity to get about 5 or 6 yards if he went straight up the field, decided, you know what, we're not here to hit singles right now. We're here to hit home runs. Try to bust it to the outside, see what you can get.
Enderlin, here's what they need to at least do. Score with about 5 seconds left on the clock. Get the 2-point conversion, onside kick, and then a Hail Mary. Yep. I know that's a lot, but we've seen crazier things in 9-man football.
We've had a crazy season here.
First down and 10 upcoming for Enderlin. Ball spotted at the 43 right in front of us up here in the Crow's Nest. So Dargo, here's the hook and ladder opportunity. Yep. That one's going to go to the outside, and look at Enderlin go. That's brother to brother, Carson to Gabe, and that's the second time we've seen the hook and ladder ran well against Maple River.
Was that not in the exact same spot as
exact
it happened 2
same
weeks
spot.
ago? Yeah, you could see it. I was like, as soon as he threw a short pass, what are you doing throwing a 5-yard curl? Well, that's why.
Carson Group is going to get the catch for about 218 and then give the other 9 yards here to his brother. A Dargo, little pump fake, then he throws it down the field to Carson. Incomplete. Any flags? I'm going to say no flags in the play. There's the incompletion. Pass attempt number 41.
From 55 yards away from the play, it looked like good coverage, but I didn't have a great view, and you have a pole in your way.
238 yards. So I looked up again on the hook and ladder. What do you kind of do? So you give the catch again to the man who caught it. Then you give the additional yards to the man who ran the ladder.
So where he caught it.
So where he caught
where
it.
He,
correct.
Okay, got it.
So
the first scuba gets the
7 yards.
Initial, okay.
And then the next one gets the additional yardage.
Got it.
Because you got to have fantasy football, and then you're really curious about what you get.
Yeah.
That's the main thing on Sundays. Second down and 10 upcoming here for the Enderlin Eagles, but well drawn up hook and ladder play. Now they need to get a little bit closer. Here's a deep ball looking for Simbura. Incomplete at the 15-yard line.
It's nice to see, against a team that's got a heavy passing attack, to see more than one Raider defender around the ball, which is it's a little more comforting. And I think you can see that, the guys are taking a little bit more chances trying to get tip balls and stuff like that rather than playing the receiver, kind of letting him catch it and then taking him down, which has kind of been what's happened to him a lot this year.
All I know is Carson Gruba's jersey, if he was to sit down on the turf, you might think he's part of the turf because he's got that much grass stains on it here tonight. That's a sign of a well-executed player as well. That guy has been diving for everything coming in his vicinity. Third down and 10. Raiders continue to show blitz. They'll bring 3. Gruba has some time, then he gets tackled for a sack. Coming in on the outside for Maple River, the senior, Dylan Zahn.
Hey, one more play, boys. Let's go. One more.
Interesting, they're not using their timeout.
There's the timeout with 55 seconds. We'll keep it here. First timeout for the Enderlin Eagles here in the second half on a 4th, and the season upcoming here for Enderlin. So they brought 4 to look like. Silling then goes back into coverage hoots on that last play, and Dylan Zahn got around his man on the outside, and then Adargo had a chance, but by the time he kind of did that pump fake, Zahn was in his face for the sack.
Yeah, and anytime you can be unique, bring something a little different, especially when the quarterback is so locked in on throwing some type of a deep ball, if anybody can come free, freeing them up, any type of a stunt or, like you said, showing and then dropping, that can throw them off just a little bit, and you need everything to go really almost perfect if you want to hit someone deep, especially when there's 2 or 3 men around the receiver. So, kudos to the Raiders getting pressure in big-time situations each of the last 2 times they've been playing here in Hope.
And thanks to Calvin Kraft, Gruba has broken the receiving record for most catches in a season here just by an Enderlin Eagle. He needed 4 of them. He's got 14. Broke Peter Lindgren's receiving yards season as well. So it's been that kind of a night. Update down in Waimea. Warbirds 26, Hankinson 20 with midway through the 4th quarter of play. But congratulations again, regardless, to Carson Gruba, and thanks again to Kelvin Kraft, the statistician, or the SID, however you like to call him, and the AD as well here in Enderlin. 4th down in the season for the Eagles. Adargo's going to get hit as he throws the ball. It's up, and this one's going to be picked off by Maple River. The Raiders with Brendan Anderson slides into the postseason as Maple River, it looks like they're going to hang on as Adargo took a shot as he's trying to come off the field here for Enderlin.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play, and smart heads up. You could hear the entire sideline from Maple River yelling at him to go down. It might have been knock it down and to go down, but good smart play. Now you can just take a knee and get ready for next Saturday.
If you're Enderlin, there's going to be a lot of what ifs, right? What if earlier you get a stop? What if earlier you make a better completion on a 1st or 2nd down? Because I tell you what, this second half had it all. Hoots could never get it to that 1 possession game. But give a tip of the cap to this Kevin Murphy team and make a mental note for next year. Enderlin, they do lose 4 seniors, but this is going to be a really tough out team next year in 9-man football.
Yeah, like I said earlier, another year of getting comfortable with the coach and all the calls and all the checks and everything, all the route trees. They got a nice combination coming back that'll be seniors next year, and they've gotten a ton of reps, 2 full seasons working together going into next year.
The Enderlin Eagles are going to fall and finish the season at 2-6 and 1-3 in Region 2 play. Seniors of Jacob Simbura alongside with R.J. Worrell. You'll have Aiden Chamberlain and Sam Lulay. The final time they will represent the Eagles on the football field here this season, but a lot of positives to take if you're an Enderlin Eagle fan, and the best moving forward as well to Luke Wall, his family, himself, and his recovery down in Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Maple River Raiders with the win, they advance to the postseason, and from the Raiders' perspective, they get at least 1 more home game here on this field as they improve to 4-4 on the season. They will play the loser of Waimea Lidgerwood Hankinson. Warbirds up late by 1 score in that game. If that holds true, they would host the Pirates next week on Saturday, but still some more time to go in that one down in Waimea. We're back after this. Maple River picks up the win. Another game here up in Hope. Enderlin again finishes off the season at 2-6 on your liveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Enderlin Area Schools is committed to providing students with optimal learning opportunities so they can reach their full potential. Enderlin Area Schools creates learners who believe in the power of their education to help them learn, excel, influence their world, and direct their future. Enderlin Area Schools take pride in their school and community. For up-to-date information, go online to enderlin.k12.nd.us. Good luck to the Eagles participating in all activities throughout the year. Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts in Page and Fingal, North Dakota. If you're interested in an ag loan, real estate, consumer, commercial, or HELOC, give Dwight a call at either branch location. Reach out to Janine about investing in a certificate of deposit or save by opening a money market account. Proudly supporting the Maple River Raiders and wishing the athletes and coaches a successful year. Hometown Community Bank is an equal housing lender and member of the FDIC.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
High school football here tonight. The Maple River Raiders pick up the victory by a final of 36-20. Let's get to our Enbridge Energy players of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. That again is Enbridge.com for career opportunities. For this particular contest, 36-20, you had the Maple River Raiders pick up the win. A handful of players that you can obviously allude to here. T. Silling one more time. 32 attempts, 282 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. T. Silling coming into tonight had 1,556 yards. You add the 282 on top of it. It just keeps getting a little bit better here for T. Silling. He's going to be close to getting 2,000 yards on the season, barring what Saturday brings. Over 1,800 now on the ground. While on the opposite side, breaking school records, not one but two, Carson Gruba here tonight. 14 catches, 218 yards, a couple of touchdowns, as well as Calvin Kraft breaks the school record here this evening for the Enderlin Eagles, as he has the single-season reception record now and also broke Peter Liegren's receiving yards in a season as well. Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots with you. Hoots, we'll hear from some of the victorious Raiders coming up in a moment. If you want to go grab a couple of them, it looks like they're possibly done talking with Larry Fontaine. We'll try to hear from some of the seniors as our Enbridge Energy players of the game one more time, T. Silling, and alongside with him one more time, Carson Gruba. Life takes energy. That is Enbridge.com for career opportunities. One more time, Enbridge.com, as they will take a quick team photo, as we will get that on for you here as well. And before then, Hoots, now let's kind of recap the match one more time. Your just biggest thoughts, again, tip of the cap to Coach Kevin Murphy's club, a team that could have quit, easily could have rolled over. You're down 24-0. The Luke Wall story, obviously you're coming into play for him, but there's a lot of things that were positive here for Enderlin in the second half. Well, if you're Maple River, second time in this program's history, albeit 3 years, you're heading back to the playoffs and having a home game here on Saturday.
Yeah, we talked, I made the point, it was 24-0, and I said I think the Raiders would be happy just kind of running this thing out and getting a 24-0 win. And ever since I said that, everything kind of flipped. The offenses showed out. They really started pushing the ball downfield. They got an exciting young core that I think next year is going to cause some problems against some really talented teams here in the Southeast. But Raiders, hats off to them. They persevered late. It wasn't pretty, but once again, they got the job done late in the game. They know how to win these close games. And, if they can get a lead, regardless of who they play in the first round of the playoffs next week, they're a real good team from ahead because they run the ball so effectively.
you take a look at this one particularly, Hoots, as now will allow you to kind of go and grab a couple players here. We'll take a look at some of the final numbers in this one as we break this one particularly down. The Eagles with 237 yards of offense, 238 through the air. Dargo goes 16 of 43, 2 scores and 2 interceptions. Carson Gruba, 14 receptions, 218 yards. Simbira, 2 for 15, and you had Gabe Gruba, 1 for 9. Dargo, 7 for minus 13 rushing here, and then you had Gabe Gruba, 1 for 8, and then Lule, 4-yard rushing touchdown here as well. While on the opposite side for the Maple River Raiders, T. Stilling, 32 attempts, 282 yards, 4 scores, 13 attempts for Preston Dowes with a touchdown, 83 yards. Carter Bosch, 4 carries for 24. Anderson able to get 3 carries for 6 yards. T. Stilling, 1 reception, or T. Stilling, 1 pass through the air to Carter Bosch, 1 reception for 17 yards. The Raiders with a fumble, 2 interceptions for Enderlin. You had 8 yards, 8 penalties for 60 yards, and 1 for 10 yards for the Enderlin Eagles. It's now time to continue on our post-game show as we get to our Dakota Heritage Bank post-game conversation. Nathan Hoots standing by with Larry Fontaine as the Raiders one more time are dancing into the playoffs. Hoots.
I am here with Coach Fontaine. Congratulations once again reaching the state 9-man football playoffs. Second time in 3 years. What does this mean for the program being able to get over that hurdle here?
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. It means everything. And the more success we have, the more kids we get out. The last 2 years we've gotten out Dylan, Frank, Kyle Palmer, Damian Norrie, Colby Wisniewski. We just gotten a whole bunch of kids. They've seen how much fun we've had out here, and they've just come out and played. And winning, brings more winning, I think. And it's fun. I'm just lucky to be able to coach such great kids. I'm just happy.
You might not be able to pronounce their last names, but you got them all out, and that's all that matters. So don't worry about that. Let's move on. Let's move on to T. Stilling. We can ooh and ah about all the stats that he's gotten this year. That's great. He's a lot of fun to watch. What has he brought to this program outside of these lines on Friday nights?
Oh, he's just a great leader, a great kid. The other day in practice, I was holding the football and I was looking at it, and I asked the team, why do I love this shape of this ball so much? T. Stilling, here's what he said: because everything that goes with it. That's a leader. Everything that goes with the shape of that football, everything. The kids, the game, everything. We love it.
That's really well said. Talk about some of the positive things you saw this week that'll lead into, hosting another playoff game next week. What are you going to take that, were positives that you can build on going into next week, possibly against Hankinson, maybe Wyoming-Lidgewood?
Well, our pass defense has gotten a lot better. Trent Warren played really well. Only 20 points in a 9-man football game is pretty good. So we're getting a lot better pass with our pass defense. Teams haven't been able to run against us all year. They're going to throw the ball against us, and we have gotten better, and I think we'll be prepared for it next week.
Okay, so what's going to be a point of focus? You have an extra day of practice next week with moving into a Saturday time slot. What are you going to work on throughout the week? What's the timeline look like?
Well, Monday we'll watch tape, and we watch a lot of tape. We go through tape. If it's Hankinson, we got to stop the Earl kid. If it's Wyndmere, we got to stop their run because they're big, and I think we can stop the run and then the occasional pass. So, we'll watch tape, and then we'll be able to focus on what we need to do. But if it's the Earl kid's a great quarterback. We're going to run a different defense, probably run a 3-3 and shadow him. But we'll watch the tape and figure it out.
All right, very good. Good luck next week. We're going to snag a couple players here, and we'll get back to you in a little bit.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots. We're going to take a quick break. That interview again one more time brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Dakota Heritage Bank sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. That again is dhb.bank here on your liveevent.com.
Hi, this is Jim, and along with Bernie, we're inviting R&J Broadcasting Incorporated listeners to join us on a tour of the Hawaiian Islands, February 22nd through March 3rd. The Big Island will be part of this trip while taking in the breathtaking views of Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui. Enjoy the perfect balance between scheduled activities mixed with personal leisure time. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ to learn more about this tour, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
High school football tonight continues here on YourLiveEvent.com. Let's continue with some more Dakota Heritage Bank post-game conversation. Nathan Hoot standing by with a couple seniors here on senior night.
All right, well, before we get to a couple seniors, I do have a sophomore in Trent Warren who made a couple great plays, not just this week, but a big play in the back of the end zone a couple weeks ago against Mayville. Talk about your progression as a defensive back as you've moved forward throughout this year and kind of your first year of really contributing to the varsity team.
Yeah, it's been great. Coach Jenkins been teaching me a lot, and we just get better every year or every week.
Okay, talk to me about the guys in front of you here that you get to play with. What makes it fun coming to practice every single day, being able to play with both T, Dylan, and the rest of the guys?
I mean, they make the sport very fun, and they lead the team tremendously, and it's just fun playing with them.
All right, well said. I'm going to move on over here to Mr. Zahn. I'm going to come on this side of you, okay? Dylan, talk to me about T. What convinced you to start playing football a couple years back? And B, what makes it just fun to be the guy that gets to snap him? You're the only guy that gets to touch the ball as much as him every single game. So what makes it fun playing with him, and why did you decide to play a couple years back?
Well, T's a lot of fun with at practice because he knows when there's certain times to be goofy and then when there's certain times to be serious. And he's a really good motivator on the field. He keeps everyone in line, and they all know their assignments.
Very well said. Okay, defensive line. All right, you did a tremendous job all game long. You looked like you were just inches away about a dozen times, and then you finally broke through on that last possession. What did it feel like to finally come through on probably the biggest possession of the game?
Well, it felt amazing because I've been working on that all game. The past couple of weeks, Coach Rob and I have been working on using hands at the end, and right there I finally was able to get in there and just sack the QB.
All right, very good. I'm going to move and put you on the other side of me right here. All right, T. A lot of things that have gone well this year. What are you most excited about to be able to play at least one more week this year?
I'm just excited to come back to practice with the guys. They are so fun, and we just do a lot. I'm just excited to come back with the coaches because they've done so much for me and our team, and I'm just excited to just do it one more time as a high school player. All
right, so let's talk X's and O's a little bit. There's a possibility that you have Hankinson again next week. What do you need to do between now and next Saturday to flip the script from what happened last Friday?
Really just got to keep getting pressure on the quarterback and eliminating those big plays that we kind of let up time to time. We just got to stay on our assignments on defensive back, and also then it relies on us as linebackers and defensive line to get pressure on the quarterback to make that job easier for them. So we just got to really work on our man coverage and zone coverage and just eliminating those big plays.
All right, I'm going to ask you one last question. Give me one word to describe this season thus far. One word.
I would just say opportunity.
Hey, that's excellent. All right, I'm going to send it back up to Chase. Congratulations to these three guys. Next Saturday, we'll see you back here in Hope. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots. Again, those interviews brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future. Go to dhbbank.com. That, again, is dhbbank.com. Some of the other finals trickling in here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. Region 8 champs goes to Lytton HMB Strasburg Zeeland 38-22 over Central McLean. The 3 seed will be a South Border as they picked up a win, I do believe. Just taking a look at some of the scores here tonight. South Border did pick up a win close over Kidder County 36-28. North Border over Cavalier 26-16. So North Border beats Cavalier. They're automatically the 1 seed. North Prairie was all over St. John. They win. They're the 2. Cavaliers the 3 out of Region 4. New Rockford Cheyenne clinched their region championship already. 4 wins, 1 as well. Let's see if we can find that Larimore score currently going on as we're kind of doing this a little bit on the fly. Larimore again tangling with Nelson County here tonight. And Larimore, Nelson County all over the Polar Bears 46-10. So it looks like Nelson County will take down Larimore. South Prairie Max over Tioga. That is a final 44-18 with the win. South Prairie Max beats Tioga. They're the 1 seed. Alexander is the 2, and Tioga will be the 3 because they beat Lewis and Clark earlier. That is out of Region 6. And some other finals coming in. Mayport CG over Richland 47-6. West Hope Newburgh all over Mulhall Lansford Sherwood 68-26. That one is a final as well. And taking a look at some other scores from across the way, trying to see that Hankinson-Weimar-Lidgewood game. Weimar-Lidgewood 32, Hankinson 27 late in the fourth quarter. We'll take one more break and put a bow on this one next here in Hope.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
All right, final segment here. Hoots, what's the biggest thing you take away from this game from a Raider perspective, knowing that you got one more week on this football field, either against the Pirates or the Warbirds?
I think T. Silling used the word opportunity. They have an opportunity. You know what? We talked at the beginning of the year that a team with 2, 3, 4 wins could make the playoffs. Well, this team's 4-4, but they're hosting a playoff game. And I mentioned it several times. It's going to be super important for them to come out and throw the first punch, get and play from ahead the entire game. Their run game is something that, you know, many teams in the state wish they had. The combination of multiple guys that can run the ball, plus, you know, the offensive line that does just enough to make sure that they have the opportunity to advance the ball forward every single play. I think it's going to be a lot of fun next week.
Oots, thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend. We'll find out more over the weekend here what time the game will officially be, but we know it's going to be a Saturday afternoon, typically between 12 to 2 o'clock roughly for fans trying to figure out their weekend next week, but roughly around there, would that be the best guesstimation at this standpoint?
Absolutely, yeah. That's you know, typically that 1 o'clock timeline is pretty fair for both teams. But you know, no more Friday night lights. Let's do this in daylight when it's nice and sunny out, and I don't have to wear 4 layers.
That again, Nathan Hoots. I'm Chase Miller. He's Joey Hughes. Congratulations again to Larry Fontaine and the Raiders as they're moving on to the playoffs. And for the Enderlin Eagles, it was close, and that's going to be a dangerous team coming up next season as they lose 4 seniors. Until next weekend, make sure you join the rest of your Friday night and weekend. Go to yourlivevent.com for more high school games coming up throughout the month of October.